Welcome everybody back to my Let's Read Homestuck series. My name is Brodemus. Today we're starting on what's page 7486. I need to go through because sometimes Streamlabs doesn't like to give me the full list of people, but there's a few people we need to thank over the last week. Thank you to Savvy Raptor, One Entire Boy. That's a good name. Grace Scythe and Chibi Panther Wolf, thank you for the follow, and thank you to Grace Scythe for the Prime sub. Thank you all for stopping by and choosing to join the insanity that is this. Hey Gecko, how you doing? Glad you can make it. As is tradition, I have food to start. This will be my. I've got a bunch of little microwave taquitos because I don't have. I mean, we have food. It's just I don't have the time to make the food. There's a slight issue in that they're frozen taquitos and they are sticking to each other now. Let me turn this up a bit. So I'll be eating those once those are not essentially holding the power of the sun in them. Fucking hell! Ow! Yeah, some food. So. Stop flashing at me, Streamlabs. I fucking hate you. Sorry. Turn that down. Man, am I just loud as balls? Maybe I'm not. Okay. Alright. So. We are on... Hey, it's also... Oh, I forgot to say that's fine. D&D. Well, go play D&D. Save. It's more important than this. Yeah, where the hell are we? Yeah, that's what the VOD is for. Just go back and watch it later. Okay, so I'm on 6. I'm on this one? Yes, because I remember the Strylons conversation. So we're gonna move on, and we're gonna do, I guess, Miriam, Kanaya, Vriska, and Karkat up next. So let's get right into it, shall we? I want to try and see how far we can get. Does it look different? Maybe my screen settings are weird. This just look weird. All right. Sarax! Oh, it's fine, Sarax. Go finish Brent's stream. That's awesome. They're fine. That's cool they're finishing it. Glad you could stop by for a second, though. All right.
How's it going over there? I told them I would leave them alone and go talk to some trolls. I guess this troll over here will have to do. Happy to be of service. Man, look at them. They all seem so excited, like a bunch of wigglers hopped up on high fructose grub sauce. I hope they don't crash from this reunion buzz too hard before it's showtime. If they do, I am sure one of your contingency plans will swing into full effect. Maybe you can buy time for everyone to recover by lulling our adversaries into an extensive strategy session. Hey, Miriam, why don't you can it? Our sassy little games of one-upsmanship are fun and all, but I'm trying to be sincere here. You know, seeing as this is the last time I'll see you all in a while. You're right. Sorry. Bring on the sincerity. As I was saying about the humans, they seem so happy. I mean, look at Rose. No offense, but most of the time she's kind of a pill. None taken, and me too, probably. Good point. But I don't think I've ever seen her like that. By which I mean making no discernible effort whatsoever to disguise the fact that she's happy. Well, okay, maybe there were a couple of times. Is that in reference to how you like to flagrantly spy on us sometimes? I don't spy on you. This is such an unfair characterization. Would you can it with that shit already? I'll never understand your ongoing and apparently unironic use of the phrase "can it," and in particular why you always seem to direct this expression to me and seemingly no one else. I just think it is such a peculiar and amusing way to tell someone to be quiet. What? Why? No, that's a normal way of putting it. I mean, it's a pretty normal way of putting it. It's a pretty normal thing to say, right? When you want someone to pipe down. Pipe down isn't even much better. It's just a funny thing to say, and the fact that you don't realize it makes it funnier. I think the underlying explanation is that you are just funnier than you realize or try to be. It is something to like about you. I guess I'll have to accept your sass as a compliment then. And no, I don't spy on you. I just check in with you sometimes to see how you're doing. Okay, that's how you want it to put it. You involve yourself in many private matters without even offering the pretense of doing otherwise. Do you think that at one point I was regarded as the meddlesome one? Look, it just so happens that I care very deeply for all my friends and want to make sure they're doing all right on a somewhat regular basis. Is that a crime? In some societies, violating the privacy of others in certain ways, yes, I believe so. I understand your motives, though, and really, this is just me giving you a hard time. I never got why everyone treats their romantic affairs so privs. Private. Oh, it's an H, not an S. Private. I can't fucking read, guys. Look, yeah, give me some slack here. What's the big deal? So you like to do some smooching and stuff with another person. Maybe get over yourselves? Karkat is the worst offender. You think he was charged with guarding state secrets. Newsflash, buddy. Nobody gives a fuck. Hello, Swag Chixie. And hello, username. Glad you can both make it. How are you doing today? Hope you are doing well on this Saturday. It sounds like you very much give a fuck, though. Hey, why don't you can't... I mean, cut me some slack. I don't hold anyone to standards I don't hold myself to. I'm very open about my relationships. My relationship with Terezi? Pfft, ask me anything. I have nothing to hide. We'll throw our diamonds up in your face like we're making a getaway. We don't even give a fuck. If you can't take the stench, then get out of the meal block. Same with any Ashen liaisons I've been involved with over the years. What's the big deal? I have to admit to being impressed with your, strangely natural proficiency with auspicitism. It is an incredibly difficult quadrant to master and very emotionally taxing, I find. In a way that conflicts with the pursuit of relationships with other quadrants. I can't ignore that during our trip you probably diffused a lot of unpleasant situations before they started, but when it comes to matters of privacy and such, and which forms of expression people feel at ease showing in public, pale relationships are really different, I think. What about the other kind? It seems to me you have not been involved in any, so I'm not sure you really understand. Hey Tressa, glad you can make it. How you doing? I just don't have time for anything like that in my life right now. Red and black relationships are so absorbing. I have a strong pale relationship, which is very important to me, but that's about all I can handle. Maybe later on when the dust settles from this crazy adventure, I'll consider it, but for now, this is all I can deal with. I just have too many irons in the fire, you know? I know all about the irons. I have heard rumors of this alleged fire as well. So what are they talking about? What? All your buddies over there. We were still talking about that. It's ridiculous how easily we get sidetracked by romantic blither. Oh, family stuff mainly. It's pretty fascinating, sociologically speaking, I mean... Their idea of families, the idea of siblings is strange, though. People who are genetically similar and grow up together. Spending all that time with Dave and Rose, you started getting a sense for it, like the logic of it, how it must have shaped Earth society, but also its inherent ridiculousness. Sharing a residence with your near clone while growing up, so preposterous. But then you had the idea of parents, and suddenly it's complete madness. Our society was so individualistic, and that all seemed so normal and reasonable. So I look over there and see two Lalons and a Strider, and there's a whole other Strider on the way, and... a human family starts striking me as not so much a social unit, so much as like an infestation. Yeah, well, I will say an entire other Strider does sound like a bit much. On top of what is already quite a spectacle, maybe we just don't get it. Of course we don't. That's my point. I mean, we have ancestors, but under normal circumstances, it's pretty much unheard of to imagine you'd ever get the chance to meet them. We had the unusual privilege of meeting most of ours, or at least certain versions of them, but that's still just like one person lineage. It's really simple and comprehensible. Human lineage is just a huge clusterfuck if you ask me. There is a certain advantage to it, though. Their decentralized propagation makes it a lot more likely their race will persist. The same cannot be said for ours. I still often wonder if we are the last of our kind. You're still doubtful about whether you can hatch a new mother grub? Yeah, more than doubtful, I'd say. You shouldn't lose faith. That's not even the slightest bit... I'm not even the slightest bit worried about whether you can do it. When you get the chance, just brainstorm about it with the Lalons. They tend to be full of ideas. Anyway, trying to get down about it, I have a good feeling. Get down about what? A particular obligation I have yet to fulfill. I sense she possesses some intelligence on the matter which she wishes to be cagey about, so I guess that part of the conversation has been concluded. Obligation? Vriska, have you been dissing more dirt on our strategy before formally bringing our meeting back to order? Pretty sloppy leadership move, if you ask me. Karkat, it had nothing to do with your and Kanaya's upcoming roles in this campaign. It was a more private matter pertaining to Kanaya's broader significance to the future of our people. I'll be very clearly spelling out the roles, and you and she will be playing momentarily. Me and she? As in, like, together? The fuck are we supposed to be doing together? You'll find out. Great! I'm so glad. At this point, I can only ever feel angst or even the slightest sense of agitation in my soul to the precise extent that I worry Vriska might not have all our fortunes completely mapped out already. I'm beginning to hyperventilate slightly less just thinking about it. Good to hear, Karkat. Almost as cool as it is to see you yelled yourself out with John and Dave already. You've decided to come... As to see you yelled yourself out with John and Dave already and have decided to come clock in some yelling time with us. Your ability to dig deep down and find a second wind is really quite astonishing. I shudder to think what would happen to this party if we ran out of its most precious natural resource. Ha ha ha! Burned, owned, devastated. What more is there to say? Nothing really, unless you want whatever pitiful tatters of your self-image you have left to get power pissed on by God Queen Circuit herself yet again. Either that or one could ruminate fondly over the heavenly ret-forked
reality wherein she was stabbed in the back by her Moiro, and we all have to live out the fucking bliss that time they must have been. Just think of the peace and quiet we would have had on the meteor. It was probably more than worth the price of cannonballing ass first in some sort of massacre trap. Vriska circuit, making the living envy the hypothetical dead since whenever she started doing that.
Way to stick the landing on that barb, genius. I appreciate that you're just moseying over to arbitrarily drum up some utterly meaningless contention between us, but it's like I've said before many times, Carcat, I'm not interested.
Ouch! Slaughtered again. Hee. Don't listen to her, can I? It's like this running gag she does all the time to own me.
What?
It's this funny thing we do, or mainly she does, always implying that I've been spades crushing on her and getting shut down. It never stops being hilarious. First of all, as if she can prove anything. Second, if we were being totally fair here, more than a few of her snappy comebacks are arguably more tinged with that sort of eyebrow-cocking hostility than anything I've ever said to her. Maybe makes one a little suspicious, no? That maybe there's some projection going on here? Just saying.
All right, Carcat, I'm going to leave you here to dig yourself into whatever embarrassing hole you seemed intent on digging. I'm going to keep working the crowd a bit. As you know, a leader's job is never done. See ya.
Bye! Maybe try acting a little more gracious in defeat next time. Just a little advice from one leader to another.
She's gone. I think you needed to come up with that comeback a little faster.
Yeah. Damn.
I think as a friend it would behoove me to, confide somewhat about the realities of pursuing anything with her.
Wait, what? Kinda, you weren't taking that pathetic, jokey, and unrequited black rom stuff seriously, were you? Yeah, look, one of the few times Karkat smiles.
Let's imagine that my attitude toward the joking or non-joking side of that is perfectly neutral. While I just say some things. While I just say these things. Aside from the fact that she literally just got finished telling me she wasn't interested in any non-pale relationships, I think that would be a blind alley regardless. I admit this from experience, and not without chagrin and hesitation, but only frustration and heartbreak are down that road.
Oh?
She's turned out to be a tremendous partner in pale relationships. Maybe even, a bit freakishly so? But anything stronger than that, I think, would probably be disastrous. She's way too focused and self-absorbed to maintain such strong feelings for long. She would need to learn to let go of some of her ambition and figure out how to prioritize the feelings of other people. She might even figure out how to be happy. Ugh.
Yeah, wow. A chill just ran up my posture pole trying to imagine that. You know, I don't know if I ever told you, but you have a really impressive grasp on romantic analysis.
Well, I have read a lot of novels, too. I just don't brag about it much about it, because it would literally be preposterous to do so.
We should be jamming on this subject more. Maybe explore some of my more advanced theories. We're surrounded by amateurs in this field, so it gets a bit frustrating. Well, the mayor's a good sounding board, at least, when I want to bounce some of my more out-there ideas off someone.
Why don't we schedule an academic conference sometime? Just you and me and the mayor.
Oh, fuck yes! You, me, and the mayor. What a trio that would be. All right, now let's go into this one. This is going to be a treat. Hey, am I interrupting anything?
Hey, Dave. No, Arqueus and I were just exchanging some notes before I bring the meeting to order again.
Okay, I just thought I would saunter over here. Things are getting pretty Lalonde heavy over there.
It really is an awful lot of fucking Lalondes, isn't it?
2 is okay, or actually cool even, but this, yeah. Time to see what's up over here. How's it going there, Brokery Sprite? Nearly finished radically downgrading Crocker here. I then plan on more than the complete restoration of her woeful inferiority with a moment of silent, subtle flexing. Silent, subtle flexing, excuse me. Okay, that was some weird stuff to say, but cool. So, you are some sort of freak, right? Yes. Okay, good to know. It's like talking to someone who is half my bro, but then not even really. The bro half is half AI or something? So maybe 1/4 bro, but then maybe even less because like alt universe considerations are also part Sprite. I am notorious for being sensational at mathematics, but I don't think I can break it down for you without lying about the precision of my figures, which is a practice I am by no means above, mind you. Yeah, the bottom line is I can tell you're just a really watered down version, or maybe sweated down. Why the fuck are you so sweaty? I'm not. I toweled off less than a minute ago.
Oh, God.
Sir Dave, there's much we could talk about. En route to waxing hard sentimental. Waxing hard sentimental about our dubiously shared fraternal past. Waxing hard sentimental about I can't fucking read that in that voice, apparently. The fact that shouldn't be mistaken for preoccupation with a delicate cyber task, which is trivial to me since my mind is a faultless silicon mesh of living algorithmic perfection. Nader should it be ascribed. I can't fucking read today. Fucking hell. I recorded The Disciple today, and it was a lot of reading. I used all my reading skills up today. Ascribe to the fact that my troll hem identity finds the notion of a reunion with you to be born as a Finland fruit. It is mainly such a bonding experience strikes me as an endeavor fallen outside my totally ripped and kick-tuckus purview. Brother times with real Dave would be best left to the custody of real Turk, not to mention someone who gives at least greater than half a stupid shoot about you.
Swoon.
You know, I'm kind of glad you sound this insane and for the most part barely understandable. It makes it extra obvious you aren't my legit bro, which means I can actually talk to you while only being, like, vaguely confused and unsettled instead of curling up into a ball and having some sort of social conniption. Speaking of which, when are you supposed to get here, by the way?
Relax, Dave. He's scheduled to arrive around the same time as all the other bad guys. You still have time. I could have expedited his arrival, but I know that meeting with him was going to be a big deal for you, so I decided to let you have some space while we made some plans. See, I'm always thinking about what's good for you guys, and what's best for the overall strategy. Keeping everyone in high spirits is important.
What do you mean, expedited?
Never mind that. Just chill out.
Alright, so, as long as I'm supposedly chilling and in no way wondering about my bro, are you sure there are no beverages in that fridge? No AJ or... It's a blind alley, brother dog. I already asked if she had milk in there once, plus another 9 redundant times after that. I also asked if she would like to touch my muscles. The answers were 10 no's and 1 yes. That reminds me, Dave, would you like to touch my muscles? Maybe later. So you're sure there's nothing to drink in there?
Yes, Dave.
Don't know why I'm so insistent. Not like my fridge ever had anything but, anything comestible inside. Why the fuck did you even bring it?
Don't worry about it. Oh, come on. Gamzee's in there.
Hunk! Oh, right. Somehow I forgot that we literally just established that you had Gamzee locked in there for some reason. You sure we shouldn't maybe let him out? He could suffocate in there.
Well, he'll just revive. God tier style, right?
He's not a fucking god tier. He's faking it. He just made that fucking suit from scratch or something. I know he's complete trash, but maybe we should just let him out. What's the harm in, like, what's the harm? It's not like he can cause much trouble. We all outnumber him and have way more powers and shit.
No. Oh wow, no. He will not ever be hearing, we will not ever be hearing from him again. No. Never, never, never again, never. Wow.
So you're just gonna let him suffocate in there then? I expect him not to be. That's fair.
Dave, give me a little more credit than that. Gamzee is supposedly relevant to some stuff that's going to happen in the new universe. He's still got some plot armor or some shit. So when Earth is resituated, I'm just going to drop the fridge in some fucking ocean or something and let him find his own way out.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, firm, but fair. Well, maybe not that fair, but I guess I don't care. So is John's hot mom awake yet?
No.
I mean, not hot mom, just mom. Damn. Did anyone hear that? Yes? Shit. Let's reboot all the trains of thought starting now. How much longer till his hot mom's awake? Mom. I mean, not mine. His mom, not my hot mom. My mom, I mean, fucking hell. Not my mom, John's hot mom. Jesus!
Sigh. The Strider Express is off the rails again, so I'm going to duck out of this conversation. See you, everybody.
No, Vriska, don't go. At least don't do me the solid to let me land squarely on some phrases that allow me to allow some plausible deniability over whether I think John's mom is super fucking hot. Shit, wait. Pretend I didn't say that while still rendering this meaning. It's meaning in your mind somehow. Vriska's gone. I'm not even talking to anyone.
Dave, forgive me if I'm missing some nuance here, but it sounds to me as if you believe John's mother is physically attractive.
Okay, now you're just twisting my words around.
What would John think?
Okay, that's an interesting thought, but hear me out. What if we ran an experiment and spent the rest of our lives to find out what happened if we never told him?
I would consider your request for secrecy. Maybe. Frankly, I'm not sure she's anything to write home about.
What? Oh, what the fuck? Are you on the idiot drugs today? How could you possibly be serious about that? How is his unconscious teen grandmother not a completely smoking babe?
I guess she's not my container of scalding leaf fluid.
Cup of tea. Okay. No, I don't even believe you. You're obviously trying to rob me by going against the grain of flagrantly obvious babe facts. Is Dave saying inappropriate things about John's mother over there? No! I'm not saying anything. Just standard casual observations from a regular bystander person.
He keeps calling her hot.
Wow. Pedal lies much. Pedal lies much? I guess reprehensible dishonesty is all the rage with the troll kids these days.
Wait, what's going on? Are we talking about how hot Jane is?
No. Maybe.
Because Janie is a straight-up sexual fox riding a red-hot nuclear bombshell right toward the Yowza Plaza in the heart of Babe City, Massachusetts, USA. The last A just stands for more ass.
Thank you for defending the position I may or may not have been arguing for moments ago. No comment.
Hey, what are you guys talking about me? What's going on?
Nope.
LMAO. Dave thinks your mom is hot.
What? God damn it, Terezi. That was a good conversation. I really liked that. That was really good. Oh, man. Oh, man. That was my favorite one so far, I think. That or, like, the one with John, Carcat, and Dave. That one was also very good.
Hey, Mr. Jake Harley, I presume?
No, it's English, actually. 'Twas my grandma's surname.
Oh, my mistake. So then, is it just a coincidence that she has the same name as an invincible supervillain? Are coincidences even real?
I don't know. The history's a little murky to me. I heard she took the name from a nasty fellow despite a wicked baroness.
Okay, good to know. It's been interesting to learn how even though we are all pretty similar, we all had a lot of really different life details.
I guess so.
Like, there are all these things I take for granted about Jade's childhood, which in theory is similar to yours, but not really. She had a super powerful dog you didn't have, and also a grandpa you couldn't have had, because that was grown-up you. I'd be really curious to hear about all the differences in your life sometime, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Hell, I'd be really curious to hear about the differences in my alt life, so to speak, but Jane is asleep. I'm guessing she grew up in a similar situation I did, but with a bunch of differences? I guess I'll just have to wait.
Well, she was a good friend. I know lots of stuff about her life. What do you want to know?
Oh! Let's see. So I was her grandpa instead of her being my nana? I'm not sure if that statement made sense, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, she had a pop-pop. He was a really funny and beloved old-time comedian, so I guess that is the guy you grew up to be.
Cool! I never knew my nana growing up, except as an urn of ashes above the fireplace. I only met her as a sprite. Was I dead, or was he?
Hey, Eli, glad you can make it. Yep, but he wasn't ashes. They had a different way of preserving him, which I think was arguably more dignified.
How?
Have you seen Weekend at Bernie's?
No, I've heard of it, though.
Oh, man, you have to see it. It's about a couple of knuckleheads who parade around with a funny corpse, trying to pass him off as a living friend and a good time Charlie over a series of escapades.
Sounds incredible.
I still have it if you want to see it sometime.
Definitely. So you like movies?
Do I?
I love movies, too.
I love movies, too. Great, good. It's a good conversation, John.
There are a whole bunch I wanted to show you, assuming you haven't seen them already. I love talking about them with people. I think my friends usually just humor me about the movies I like, but I have a feeling you'd really dig them.
Oh, I guarantee you I would.
Awesome, I can't wait to show you some. So, that means Jane had an old man corpse version of me somewhere around, like in her house?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds pretty preposterous to me. But I guess she must have grown up thinking it was normal.
Not really. She was always pretty put off by it, to be honest.
Poor Jane. I'll have to apologize to her for freaking her out from beyond the grave. What was her life like otherwise?
Pretty typical, I'd say. She always characterized it as boring. But I never agreed, really. She got to live on the mainland with access to all kinds of things I didn't have. Plus, she lived with a cool and manly father who cared about her a lot and seemed like a stand-up gent.
Oh, she lived with her dad, too?
Do you know anything about him? Not much other than that. Other than what I just said and a few things she told me. I think he was stern and fatherly and dressed well. If memory serves, he was a private detective at one point.
A private detective? Wow. That sounds like he must have been a completely different kind of dad from the one I had. All these differences are so interesting. Some are subtle, but some are drastic, like this one apparently is. It'd be neat to meet him. I mean, not that it would be much of a substitute for getting to see my dad again, since they're totally different people, but you know what I mean. Do you know what happened to him?
I'm not sure. I kind of lost track of him for a while. I think he might be in jail.
Jail?
Yeah, on Durs. I think. I could be wrong, though.
I'll have to make a mental note to check on him sometime soon. I bet Jane would want to too, when she wakes up. I'll ask her about it.
Good idea. Dad is the most mysterious. He really is. He's just kind of an enigma. I mean, eat a taquito. Because, I'm hungry. Free Dad. Oh, they're always trying to get cold. That's not good. I need to eat these soon. Shit. I apologize. I have time to eat lunch before I started streaming because I was recording. Oh, it's fighting me. Oh, it's fighting me. Okay. Oh, it's still fighting me. Never mind. It's not okay. Okay.
You know, Jake, at first you seem pretty shy, but you don't really seem that way at all now. You strike me as a nice, regular dude who likes movies and stuff. I'm glad we're getting a chance to talk.
Yeah, me too. I've been feeling way out of sorts since I got sprung from the big house and dragged along to this here frog stage to suddenly bump gums with way too many people. But you are really good company, John. And you know how to make a guy feel at ease.
Yeah, it is a lot of people. I'm having trouble keeping track of everyone myself.
They all seem like decent folk and all, but I guess everyone's catching me at a bad time. This wasn't how I pictured things going at all.
How are you picturing it?
Naively, I suppose. It's not that I was expecting differently of anyone else, more that I had spurious visions. I had spurious visions of my own conduct. Remember the letter I sent you?
Yes.
All the excitement and swagger you heard from me in those words. That's the man I thought I'd be when you'd met me. A man of action and gumption. Hell, when I wrote that, I thought by now maybe people will even have come to see me as a leader. What a laugh. I turned out to be such a disappointment to myself and everyone else. The bravado in that letter was fake, and I've realized lately. I've realized a lot of things. That I could never be a leader or a people person or probably ever have a quality relationship with someone. So it's hard to get up a lot of moxie for a big moment like this, even though I'm as excited about it as everyone else. Tavros Spite already tried cheering me up, and he's nice, but I don't think it worked. Like, by saying maybe all that stuff isn't true, and maybe I'm actually really great in all ways, I don't think I am. In other ways, I don't think I am. It's a nice thought, but also it's weirdly it just doesn't make me feel any better. John, you seem like the kind of guy who likes trying to cheer up a pal, so I guess just so you know, someone already tried telling me I was wrong, and it didn't work.
I don't think you're wrong, though. Well, I don't know. We just met. What can I know about you other than what you tell me? I believe you about all that. Really, it just sounds like fucking hell. It just sounds to me like you're going through a lot of change. Changes are good, especially if you understand that's what's happening to you. I think that's how we grow and stuff. I think I've changed in a lot of ways. Some ways that weren't easy.
Yeah?
Sure. So you're realizing you like being yourself, it sounds like. Big deal. I like being alone a lot of the times, too. It helps me think. If that's who you are, there's nothing wrong with that. Jade's grandpa liked being by himself, too. So much so that he moved to an island as far away from civilization as possible. But he still did adventurous stuff and was super successful and also raised a cool granddaughter, who was actually his daughter and I guess also yours.
Huh. Yes, I guess you're right.
And if nothing else, at least you have a cool costume.
You really like it?
Hell yes!
Wow, thanks. Sometimes I worry that I might look a little silly, and I feel kind of exposed, maybe? Like I'm on sexy display or such, and people don't see me as a person.
I wouldn't worry about that. I love the god-tier pajamas, and yours are badass. You look like a superhero.
Really?
Yes. Well, maybe a plucky sidekick, at least. Sidekicks are really underrated anyway. I think in some cases they might be the real stars. Like, you know Batman?
Fucking spaced.
Truth be told, I think he might just be some kind of gallivanting idiot. He's got all the money and skills in the world, and what does he do? He buys a fancy car to drive around in, then jumps out and starts punching crooks with his bare hands. Then, when he gets hornswoggled by a wily clown with no powers and a lot less money, who has to bail him out? His sidekick, of course.
Yeah, you're right.
What is Batman even trying to prove, being all serious and cool looking? His sidekick looks like he has a lot more fun and smacks of confidence and self-assurance, trotting around in his underpants. Batman probably doesn't even care much about stopping crime. It's more about walloping thugs and getting to feel cool. If he really cared about stopping bad guys, he'd probably use his fancy money to buy guns and at least show the criminals he's packing to make them scared and not surrender outright. I bet his sidekick probably just has to wait for Batman to bungle things up with his stupid karate, and when he gets in trouble, the sidekick just guns down on the crooks from a safe distance like a sensible person.
Well, I do love guns. Also fisticuffs.
See? There you go. You're better than Batman already.
Whisper, whisper, whisper.
Hold on. Shh, listen.
Whisper, mayor. Whisper, Cantown. But where? Earth? To scale? Don't see how. If you're really going to build.
He's talking to the mayor again.
So it seems. They really appear to have quite the rapport.
I just love how he talks to the mayor. It's like he made it a whole language of like minimal talking and hand gestures. It's so cute.
Egbert, what the fuck? Were you eavesdropping?
No.
This is a fucking private conversation. Stop being rude garbage.
I wasn't eavesdropping. You just happened to be like right there, and you're a really loud whisper.
Oh, okay then. Here, have an exquisitely quiet. Shut the fuck up.
Sorry, go back to your cute mayor conference. We'll mind our own business. Achoo. Achoo. Oh man, what's going on now? Achoo. Meow. Achoo. Why is your loose to be here? Achoo. My allergies. Jaspers? Wait, wait a minute, Rose, is that you? Meow. Oh my god. I turn my back for 2 seconds, something stupid happens. Achoo.
All right. That's it for that. What's next? Okay, here we go.
Okay, everybody, time's up. Rapid conversations. Our tactical meeting is officially back in order. All right, has everyone shut up yet? I think so. Great. Let's not waste another second then. I'm diving right into this. Everyone pay close attention and try to keep up. I'll start by describing the exact nature of the threats we're dealing with and go from there.
Taquito time. I have a feeling there's gonna be a talk. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're doing all right. Pretty good. Pretty good. Glad to hear it, Gecko. Glad to hear it, Gecko. I'm covering my mouth. Makes it harder to fucking talk in the mic. I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. I was gonna have D&D tonight, and then that got canceled. Good day, glad to hear it. Same, Solo. Glad to hear it. Hello, Julius Doppelganger. Welcome. Thank you. Glad you like it. And welcome. Welcome to the growing insanity that is me reading Homestuck. And me eating taquitos. And eating on stream in general. Because it happens a lot. Alright, this is my last taquito, and then we're going to power through the rest of this. Oh, that's rough, Ayode. Oh, I'm sorry. How far are you in Tomb? That's the, that's part of the last module I played in Adventures League before I quit. Because my DM sucked. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we made it past the first. We got through the jungle after a lot of bullshit. Oh yeah, no. We had one character death leading up in the jungle. We got jumped by frost giants because we ran into I can't remember his name. He had like a special ring, like the ring of frost or something like that. Group of frost giants came up on us, and one of our characters went to initiate combat, which was fine. Dropped a fireball behind them, and our DM just decided to just have one of the frost giants throw a rock at him and just kill his character. No save, nothing. That's the kind of DM he was. He fucking sucked. Pen! Glad you can make it. So we did have a death. There was a lot of bullshit. I didn't miss much, Pen. We just finished up the conversation sitting on the frog platform. I ate some taquitos. We're about to get going. Now we're talking about D&D. Yeah, we were not. We tried, but like it was going poorly because we didn't have any charisma based players. We had at that time we had my character who was a ranger. We had a wizard. We did have a bard, but the bard player was really quiet and didn't really participate a whole lot. He was a good guy and he was good at playing his character, like mechanically speaking, but he was not a role playing type of player. So he really couldn't do a whole lot. I forgot we had a bard in that party. Who else did we have? We didn't have our druid that time around. I think we had a barbarian. Did we have a barbarian? What were they? I don't remember. But yeah, we ran into them. Talks did not go well. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think the talks would have gone well anyway with the way our DM was. So then we made it to the tomb, figured it out, and boy, there was some stupid shit that happened. Just like interpersonally speaking. And that's why I didn't like my experience with Tomb of Annihilation. I think Tomb could be really fun. We also picked the worst guide. It was the dumbest thing in the fucking world when we were picking our guide in whatever the town is that you start in. And like there's the one guide who is like the best option, and then there's the one guide who will absolutely betray you, and that is their entire thing. And I and one other person were like, no, this person seems the most trustworthy. Let's go with them. That seems like a good idea. And the rest of the table, which is 5 other people, and we put it to a vote because we were like, okay, we're going to have a vote. Who wants this person? And me and this other guy were like, let's go with that one. They seem the most trustworthy. And then the rest of the party was like, no, let's go with this other person. And we're like, all right, cool, we'll go with that. And guess what? We totally got betrayed. The thing is, like, Gecko, the way it was handled, it could have been fun, but it was such bullshit because, like, the talks were going poorly. And the kid, it was a kid too, saw that the talks were going poorly and that they were like, we're not talking with you. Give us this guy or we're gonna kill you. Dropped a fireball, which preemptive, honestly, wasn't a bad move. But the DM was like, cool, fine. They throw a rock at you, it hits you and you die. That's how it went. And that's how bullshit it was. Because there wasn't an attack roll, there wasn't a saving throw, there was nothing. He just threw a rock and killed this character. Because he didn't like it. I'm pissed off now. Who do it for free? We helped her get her mask because we're cheap as hell. I don't remember who all the guides are. I know there's like 12 of them, 13 of them. I don't remember. But we chose the literal worst one. The one whose only goal is to sell you out. Anyway, but I'm not playing it now because my DM, who was one of my players in my game, was like, I can't. Allergies are really bad today, so we're skipping that tonight. So I'm okay. Yeah, like it was a stupid situation that shouldn't have happened. If he had thought was a halfway decent human being. All right, I'm done with my taquitos. I'm gonna keep reading. Feel free to talk about D&D all you want, but I'm gonna keep reading. According to intelligence gathered during our trip along with some reconnaissance work on arrival, this session has 4, possibly 5 major adversaries. The Condis, of course, and 3 Jack Noirs of varying levels of power. Plus, there's a female prospicion of equivalent power to the strongest Jack. She's sort of an X factor. It's hard to accurately gauge her threat level, but I'm not about to take any chances. All these threats are just outside the inside sphere, en route to this session as we speak. Once they arrive, all hell will break loose. That's when endgame is officially go. You only have a couple hours to prepare, so you need to listen to every word I say. Victory will depend on following my plan to the letter. So, where's the Condess right now? She's on Durst, preparing for the same critical conversions herself. After our little prison raid caught her completely off guard, costing her some hostages and key points of leverage, we've essentially reached a temporary ceasefire by default while both sides regroup. This is not how she expected things to go. We had the advantage of surprise that time, but we won't be so lucky next time. She's waiting for the Jacks to get here just like we are. Once they do, she'll instantly have the upper hand, and she knows this. Her particular combination of abilities, along with her supervillain-like cunning, make her an extremely dangerous part of this equation. That's why we need a good strategy in place before the shit hits the breeze blender. So in addition to waiting for way too many Jacks to get here, we're also waiting for my bro too, right? Who gets at the same time. Or yes, the other Strider was banished to the periphery as well, and is in transit. He'll arrive at the same time, give or take, and should be a great tactical asset. Sources tell me the dude is pretty good with the sword.
That's me. I'm the source. I told her that, and it's true.
Yes, thank you, Arqueus. This is starting to sound a bit complicated. Are we supposed to keep track of all these villains and heroes coming and going, when and where? You're right, Kanaya. At this point in the meeting, I think we could use some diagrams to help with the battle plans. Carcat, if you wouldn't mind.
I still have no idea why you put me on drawing duty. I'm easily the worst artist here. And in a setting that includes Dave, let's get real. That's no small feat.
I specifically assigned you to diagramming duty so that it would keep you occupied. That way, you'd stand a chance of keeping your mouth shut while I talk strategy.
That's worked out great so far, hasn't it? We've lost how many strategy seconds to be complaining about drawing already?
Sure, but I know that drawing requires a lot of concentration for you. Once you're in the zone, I expect you'll simmer down.
Wow, fuck you. You're probably right, but fuck you nevertheless. Where the shit is my art pencil? I have some drawing to do.
The shit is my art pencil. So we have dogs, her HIC, other Jack Strider. Let's run down the threat list with a full debriefing on each threat. We'll start with the big fish herself, the former empress of our world, her imperious condescension. The only reason we've been able to temporarily neutralize her stranglehold on this session is by taking 2 major pieces away from her, Harley and Crocker. Rest assured, she's already scheming to reassert her dominance, and if it weren't for my intervention here, I'd bet everything I had on the Sea Witch. She spent centuries upgrading her abilities, which now include both kinds of telekinesis,
both can have telekinesis. The simpler variety, more common to rustbloods, and the nasty kind which comes with yellow-blooded mutants, have involving all the fucking eye lasers and shit. If that weren't enough, she has a mix of telepathic abilities too, like mine, plus the animal communion kind more typical of brown bloods, like me. Yes, Havros, like you. This means she can hijack animals and trolls, assuming they aren't particularly resistant to influence, like me, obviously. Humans, I'm guessing, are still off limits to her influence unless they've got some animal blood in them, which is what makes Jade such a dangerous element here. One of the mission critical priorities is to make sure she stays asleep. If she ever wakes up and the Condus takes control again, that's probably game over for you guys. Jade's first guardian abilities make her too much to deal with on top of everything else. It's also possible that the Condus may have some sway over the Prospition and one of the Jacks because they're part dog nature too, of the white Prospition, excuse me. It's hard to say what their level of resistance is, so I really can't be sure. Strategically, it's best to err on the safe side, though, and presume this could be an issue. This is why taking on the Condus has to be a huge priority. Ideally, you should be trying to kill or disable her as quickly as possible. But if it's easier said than done, then what you need to do is keep her occupied. Throw everything you have at her, whatever crazy powers you've got. Just keep her busy. Distracted enough by a bunch of pesky kids so she won't have time to get clever with her powers. This is the best defense against the off chance she might be able to sway the dog, Jack, and Prospition, and a failsafe in case Jade wakes up for whatever reason. When it comes to killing her, I don't have much to advise. There's no one telling her weaknesses or anything like that. In fact, I bet she doesn't have any. Like any powerful endgame boss, you just have to keep hammering away at her until she's dead. Enough said. Sarax, welcome back. Yeah, we're talking strategy and we talk D&D. This brings us to the Jacks. To differentiate, I'll give them nicknames. There's Dog Jack, Lord Jack, and Robo Jack. I like that Robo Jack just has a little smile. Let's talk about them in order of threat level. Carcat, I'm going to need another shitty drawing. This time of Dog Jack and his Prospition counterpart, please. Yes, I see you're intent on being a wiggler about this, as we have all come to expect. Whatever. I've been working within the confines of everyone's stupid limitations already, so I might as well work around yours as well. There, perfect. Dogjack is either the most powerful adversary of the bunch in terms of pure physical capability. The Condus has the edge in guile and flexibility, and Lordjack has a ton of offensive power too, but there's nothing quite like the first Guardian abilities to give someone an overwhelming tactical advantage. The ability to teleport anywhere in the session, anytime, or anyone anywhere anytime, while having access to an inexhaustible power supply from the Green Sun really makes it no contest, even against an otherwise awesome combatant.
Where the hell was I? I fucking lost it.
If it were just him you had to deal with, I wouldn't like your odds, honestly. But luckily for us, there's a major factor here which should mostly neutralize him during this huge melee, which is the Prospition. Power-wise, she's a precisely even match for him, and better yet, she apparently can't stand the guy. I still don't know what her real motives are, but you know what they say, enemy of my enemy and all. So I say let her have at him, and if the opportunity presents itself, help her defeat him. I will also give this bit of advice. If Jade ever wakes up and the Condus is sufficiently preoccupied, make sure Jade goes nowhere near the Condus and sick her on Dogjack. She's the only one here whose abilities are on par with his, so that's where they're best applied. Got it? Good. Next, Lord Jack. Carcat?
Man, I'm up here a good thumbnail. I'm up here a good one. Oh, where's my fucking videos? There you go. Kiss my shame clips.
How does this look? Great! I think I can work with this. Yes, another true work of art has been made here today. Anyway, this ugly customer you see here, this is the Jack native to the session we're in now. Somehow he got possessed by, or infused with, Lord English's crazy, ridiculously destructive magical energy. I have no idea why or how this happened, how it's theoretically even possible, or why we should actually care. The fact of the matter is it happened, and now we have to deal with this hideous rainbow-eyed monstrosity. Given what I have learned about Lord English's abilities, this will make his attacks quite lethal, and he will be extremely difficult to kill. In fact, the fucking rainbow energy might just give him the highest constitution ranking of any adversary, possibly making him the toughest one here to actually kill off. The only reason he's not at dog tier threat level is because for all his power, at least it's localized to wherever he happens to be. He's about as slow as any of us lowly non-omnipotents. He's not quite as relevant to keep occupied or even to defeat as the Condus herself, but he's still going to be huge trouble when he gets here. You're going to need to stick some really good fighters on him. My advice is also to seriously prepare for casualties during that fight. As the group's chief healer, Jane is going to need rapid access to the multiple fronts of this battle. More on that later. That brings us to Robojack. He's a Jack originating from our session. Remember him, Carcat? We hatched a plan with him to take down the Black Queen. Seems like so long ago, doesn't it? Now, apparently he's got some cybernetic upgrades. Who the fuck knows how that happened, or for that matter, why or how he's on his way here now? My mind boggles trying to even picture the amount of stupid shit he's been through between now and when we knew him. Put this on the ever-lengthening list of garbage that doesn't matter and nobody cares about. The fact is, we have no idea what his affiliations are at this point, but like I'm always saying, best to just plan for the worst and assume this is just another scrub we've got to kill. He's the lowest on the threat level, even though his various enhancements and accessories may pose more of a challenge than we bargained for. He's also traveling with a juju known for its high storage capacity, so he's possibly packing company. Maybe a lot of company. I won't get into that now, though. You're going to need to reserve a squad for dealing with this guy and whoever he's brought along for the ride. It's a lesser priority, so I'd recommend the ensemble of third stringers. No offense to whoever those brave souls may be. Every lame wad has their place in this epic battle, and everyone's effort counts. Egbert-looking kid, I'm looking at you. Possibly you two, Tavros. Maybe. Just a little exclamation point. Just bloop. I don't know, Pen. She just has it. This is horrifying, by the way. This is some fucking, like... This is awful. This is like some don't hug me, I'm scared shit. That covers the overall tactical situation. Great job, Carcat. Really just an all-around great job. I mean that. Thank you. Now listen. We've got to keep these battles spread out across the session so you all don't start tripping on each other's toes, turning this into more of a clusterfuck than it already is. That means you need to station teams ready to intercept the Jacks wherever they're coming from. You also need to launch your lightning strike raid on the contest before any of them get here. As for your party's healer, like I said, she'll need to be highly mobile. So, what you'll need to do is lay out a network of key portals and transporters so she can make the grounds, and be in tight communication with her. One of you less relevant, more mobile folks should get on that now. See, scatter winter portals like these around the various battle sites. Yo, did you loot my house or something? Please don't interrupt. Transportalizers will work too, if you can get them all hooked up right. This is definitely busy work, but it's also really important. So we need someone competent in charge of this. I think I can handle that. Yeah? Yes. I'm quite mobile in this new form. Also, I think my abilities will help with forecasting the optimal network to lay out, along with helping Jane coordinate her routes during battle. Plus, I have to admit, I kind of relish the idea of being a less relevant party member, particularly since I think it is inherently true now. Okay, Rose Sprite? That's great. You can volunteer for that job if you want, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll be divvying up the roles momentarily. But cool, we have you down for that. Again, it's critical. The whole party will need to defend Crocker's life at all costs. She can't get sucked into any combat. If she dies, you could all be fucked. Be sure to fill her in on the logistics whenever Arquiz has finished deprogramming her. Everyone got it? Awesome. Since it pretty thoroughly covered the full tactical situation, we can move on to the real strategizing. Now we can assign combat roles. Vriska, wait. Before you go on, I just want to say, I'm really impressed with your strategic analysis so far. You really seem to have to be all over this. I wouldn't even know where to begin figuring all this stuff out. Anyway, I'm glad we have you back on our side. Aw, thanks, John. Just thought I'd say, I didn't want you to go through all this stuff for us thinking it was going unappreciated. Anyway, please continue. You got it. Now it's time to divide everyone into teams. Let's go down the list of foes again and assign party members to each battle. Once again, starting from the top. That makes sense, Gecko. The Condes. We'll need a team up to raid Durst again, but this time for all the marbles. And remember, the raid has to start before the rest of the action to keep her from getting the upper hand. And the party has to be at least good enough to, if not defeat her, keep her busy for a long time. So who wants a piece of the Sea Witch? Me. All right, I've got 2 takers from the Lalon camp. We'll need more, though. Who else? I'll go. You sure, John? I think so. From what you said, it sounds like this is the most important battle. If we don't keep her busy, everything could get messed up. I think I'd be good at that. I can use all my windy powers for distractions and such. Okay, you're with the Lalons then. Make it count. I may as well go too. It would be a shame if the party defeating the woman who terrorized our planet for ages had no representation from our species. Shame or not, I'm afraid that won't work, Kanaya. Why not? You can't join their party. Well, not yet at least. There's another critical role which you specifically need to play first. We can't risk losing you in battle until it's complete. What is it? I'll explain later, after the teams are set. It's just the 3 of them? Like it's a contest? That's it? Okay, let's say Team Contest is good enough for now, with John, Rose, and Roxy. Next foe, Dog Jack. Like I said, we're banking on the Prospition keeping him busy, so he's not an immediate battle priority. We won't designate a team for him right now, but, as I mentioned, in the event Jade wakes up for some reason, she should be reserved exclusively for this fight. That means someone needs to tell her, if not in person, then some other way. Perhaps leave a reminder for her, maybe tied to her finger or something. Others can join the fight against him if need be, once their targets have been dealt with. Until then, better to let heavy hitters keep him in check. Next, Lord Jack. Who wants dibs on this guy? I guess that's me. Okay, Dave. There are all these rumors swirling around that I've got to beat Ellie anyway, which is probably bogus, but whatever. Killing this guy at least would be the next best thing, right? So maybe if I do that, I could, like, put the prophecy to rest. That logic sounds reasonable to me. For what it's worth, I never bought into the idea that you were supposed to be the one to kill English anyway. So that's one Dow. Who else?
Okay, why not?
You sure, Terezi? You're not immortal, remember? And this one's going to be tough.
You said we need good fighters to go with this guy, and I think I'm pretty decent, at least at stabbing things. So I'll go. Besides, someone has to witness Dave's heroism if he wants to be let off the hook for that prophecy.
Hey, it's your decision. Anyone else?
What about Dave's bro? I heard he's supposed to be hot shit.
Yeah, sure. That's fine if you're comfortable volunteering someone who isn't here for a deadly battle. It's cool if you want to do that. Dave, come on. As if it's not extremely likely he'd seek you out upon getting here anyway. Why don't we just pencil him into the team as probably? Just be sure to debrief him on the whole situation when he gets here. Think you can handle that, Dave? Okay, great. Which reminds me, what about you, Arqueus? How do you want to fit into this?
I haven't decided yet. I'm going to crunch some numbers in the vast combat matrix I just compiled now in the micro-blink of a nanosecond to deduce the optimal strategic appropriation of my assets, i.e. muscles. Joining real Dave in battle is semi-tempting, but I do not wish to horn on real Dirk. Instead, I would prefer to blaze my own trail with my own hooves. I always want to do something really important and heroic. I mean, aside from all the other stuff I've done like that, which is quite a lot, but something quite grandiose and perfectly unmistakable as a gesture turning the tide of fortune for all existence. This is what I have always desired. Well, that is to say, both halves of me, ones that had such an ambivalent desire, which was compromised by our respective internalized conflicts. But together, that desire is fully realized, no longer ambivalent. Nay, it is now bivalent. Bivalent. Perhaps even univalent. I would like my gesture to shock everyone. It must come out of the blue, like virtually no sense, stun all involved, and have a lasting, and profoundly unintelligible impact on all future and pseudo-future events. Does this answer your question?
Oh, sorry, I was just temporarily mesmerized by your incredible spiel. Needless to say, I absolutely agree with your philosophy on heroic action and wanting to do something important. In any case, you've earned the right to do whatever the fuck you want, just by dint of being awesome. By dint of being... End of story. Okay, next. Willing... Oh, fucking hell. Arqueus really fucks up with my voice. Oh, my gosh. We'll need to designate a team for RoboJack and his entourage. Alright, full disclosure, this is where things get kind of stupid. Even talking about this guy and his career is probably a waste of good tactical analysis, but the fact is he's going to be here and you're going to have to deal with his bullshit. I strongly recommend the dregs of your party get stuck with mop-up duty on this. Really, I'm kind of laughing already. Oh man, I really don't want to spoil too much fun for you guys, but no, I shouldn't. What? Okay, intelligence reports I have gathered, namely through a bit of time-hopping reconnaissance, suggests that RoboJack may, I repeat, may, be in the transit with a bunch of green time-traveling idiots in that oven. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, if true, none of these bozos are particularly powerful. They'll mainly just be a nuisance. So who wants to deal with them? Hey, kid. Kid! Yes, I'm talking to you again. God damn it, what was his name again? Joke? Vriska, stop. It's Jeep, and you know it. Listen, Joke. Joke, snap out of it. I'm talking to you. Oh, sorry. This is a strategic session, Joke. Please stay alert. Now, do you think you can handle being on this team? Awesome, that's the spirit. This assignment should be right up your alley, kid. Who else? Me, I'll do it. Thank you. Thanks for volunteering, Tavros. This fight is pretty well suited to your skill set, too. And you can join Joke here to help him get ready. But there's one thing I need you to do before the battle starts. Oh, really? What? I'll explain to you later in private, but it's critical and something only you can do. Oh, that makes sense. The funny feelings combination of skeptical, nervous, and excited. Good. That's exactly how you should be feeling about it. Trust me. So anyone else want to step forward?
Are you fucking with me now?
Come again?
Well, let's see if I'm tallying this up right. John and the Lawns 1 and 2 are on Team Condis. The Strider Bros and Pyrup are on the Lord team. Jade, when not on nap duty, is on the Dog team exclusively. The Mayor isn't doing shit because I am personally seeing to it that not a single post-apocalyptic tatter on his head gets harmed. Crocker is on healing detail, and the Lawn 3 volunteer to support that. Kanaya has some vague yet to be explained mission to do, and so does Tavros. And Joke here just got shunted off to the Pee-wee League. So who the fuck is even left aside from me? And the fucking cat, I guess. Are you sure we shouldn't pick a role for Rose's fucking cat looses before moving on to the absolute bottom of the barrel, sometimes referred to as the Vantis Zone?
Oh, great point, Carcat. Hey there, kitty. Meow. What would you like to do?
I would like to eat some tuna fish and cuddle with either Rose or Roxy or both.
Aw, okay. That can be your very important job. Don't let us down.
Thank God we sorted that out. Now that we've established the kitty cat is heading up the fish-eating operation, I think we can safely proceed to the rung of strategic importance directly below that. The infamous, what is Karkat going to do rung? And since everyone else has a job and my skills are relatively unimpressive, I'll have to sign up for the team dipshit too. Hell, even the kid in the banana hammock is a god tier at least. So I guess that means I'll be taking orders from him? Sure, why not? Second in command to a third-rate hero. Sounds about right to me.
Karkat, yes, you're absolutely right that you basically suck and that as a tactical resource, you should be managed accordingly. But you aren't joining Joke's team, or doing any fighting for that matter. Like Kanaya, there's another more pressing matter reserved for you. In fact, it's the same as hers.
What the fuck? When are we planning on telling me this?
Karkat, I already alluded to this when you waltzed over, interrupted my conversation with Kanaya, and pretended you weren't flirting with me. Remember?
The shite was that?
Oh, right. Well, what's this pressing matter?
I'm getting to that. Very soon, in fact. I just needed to get the team squared away first.
Okay, well, are they?
Looks like it.
So that means Jake, I mean, really is a one-man team designated for Robojack and his oven bozos?
Apparently. You okay with that, kid? You can do it. Just believe in yourself or whatever the fuck. When in doubt, just remind yourself that battle isn't even particularly important. And help could be on the way once some of the other battles start coming to some sort of resolution. Just hang in there.
Oh. Okay.
Excellent.
Excuse me.
That concludes the tactical planning part of this debriefing. It's all perfectly logical, right? No questions or anything? Cool. Really, I shudder to think what you numbskulls would be doing if I weren't around, like John just implied with his nice remarks. He really did you all the biggest fucking favor in the history of time shenanigans by clobbering me in the face 3 years ago. You should all make him a gift basket when this is over to show your gratitude. No need to thank me, of course. I'm just doing my job here. Now, let's go over some really basic non-combat endgame stuff, then we'll be ready to break.
That's a good thanks, Salsa.
First, about Kanaya and Karkat's mission I alluded to a minute ago. This is really important. You both listening? Yes.
No.
Okay, well, 1 out of 2 isn't bad. As long as Kanaya understands, that's mainly what matters, and she's the more important part of this equation.
Wow, I'm fucking shocked. What do we, or excuse me, what does she have to do?
You both have to go to Jade's planet and see Echidna. Even though the session is about as far from normal as it can possibly get, the same basic rules apply. Someone needs to seek an audience with her and get her to agree to release the Genesis frog. Or the tadpole that grows up to become the frog. Which is the stage of development he's in at this point. Remember, Kanaya? You gotta do this on your planet to get our frog released into Skya.
Yeah. She asked me to do something impossible, to which I replied, that's impossible. So she ended up demanding that I fight her. So I did, which made me feel sad. I'd rather not have to do that again. Would I have to do that again?
If that's what she wants, then yes.
Why does it have to be me, though?
Because someone has to. Sources tell me this is the plan the Condess had for you, before we derailed all her shit.
You keep talking about all these sources. Who are all these sources? Did Arquise tell you this?
No! Look, I've been busy, okay? Information is everywhere if you know where to look. Dirk has a lot of agents on the inside who are wise to the old lady's plans. Shaking the bushes for good intel isn't that complicated. It just takes a little effort. Some people on this lily pad should maybe try looking into that sometime.
If you say so.
Would you just Would you just put a lid on it for a second and listen? Normally Jade would be the one to do this, but at the time, Jade had become corrupted, so I guess Echidna wouldn't deal with her. And now, Jade's asleep, which is exactly how she needs to stay. So that leaves the person Echidna requested in Jade's absence, which is you. I'm assuming because you were also a space player, so you'll be able to understand her garbled nonsense language. But that's not all there is to it. She also requested you bring Karkat.
Ugh. Why the hell would you want me? I want to see me.
No idea. Denizens are mysterious. Maybe she wants a knight along, or a blood player, or maybe she just had a bone to pick with you in particular. You know, since you and Kanai were both involved in the frog breeding process. Fucking hell, I can't read. The frog breeding stuff in our session, and let's face it, you kind of messed that up. You were pretty hasty and reckless about it, and the result was a defective frog. Sure, there's more to it than that, like problems with the human session that were totally interrelated with ours due to cyclical time garbage, but you get the point. Echidna probably doesn't take kindly to people who are cavalier with the sacred frog duties. That's kind of her domain, like the propagation of existence and all that. So maybe you've got some stuff to atone for before she agrees to let another precious frog out of her divine custody?
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Trying to make me feel bad about some ancient history so I'll be nervous about this encounter. Well, I'll spare you the trouble. I'm already nervous. I don't want to go prostrate myself before a babbling snake goddess even under ideal circumstances.
Karkat, relax. I'm guessing this will just be a sort of formality. Other things always struck me with her, like getting the blessing from a queen or some huge mythical matriarch before proceeding with some incredibly important event or claiming a cosmic award. Or maybe you'll have to just kill her again? I don't see what difference it makes. Really, who knows what her purposes are? They're probably totally unfathomable. Echidna is kind of a big deal denizen, one of the real heavy hitters, like that other guy, the really strong one with a ridiculous name. She might even be the biggest deal. She's the mother of all denizens. I mean, not in a literal sense. Like, I really doubt she physically spawned them all. So if she wants you to do something, it's serious. And if you need to do something of massive cosmic significance, like release a frog that contains an entire universe in its belly, then by the same token, it has to go through her. The other denizens are a bunch of petty, grumbling riddle merchants by comparison. You should feel honored she even wants to see you.
How are we even sure she has a frog to release? Who made this frog? The Jokers from this session? I thought they spent months doing nothing.
Thanks for the follow, dubious doppelganger.
It's the same frog Jade made, with Kanaya's help, remember? Hell, you may have even been involved in that process too. I don't recall every single detail. But it fell in the forge on Jade's planet back in the old session, and now Jade's planet is here. Hence, the frog is here too. It's just been, let's say, hibernating inside the planet for a few years. Echidna kept it warm for us until we were ready, which is now.
Okay, yeah, I remember it now. So the contest was going to make us do this originally. Why?
Because her goal was pretty much the same as ours, to win this game and create a universe. The battle taking place here isn't over whether one will be created, it's over who gets to control it when it's made. Ideally, that should be us, rather than the genocidal fish dictator. In fact, we don't want anyone to control it. Nobody should control a universe. That's what bad guys try to do. We just want it to be a nice place to live and free of any controlling influence that will make life miserable for the people who live there. Having an attitude about the ultimate reward that differs from that in any way was just another thing we fucked up in the first time around. So let's just be clear on what we're fighting for here. Got it?
Yeah, you've made your point.
Next item. Earth.
Dirt should be for this company. Yeah. Free of anyone's control.
When you enter the new universe, we're going to need a planet to live on. Why not just resettle the one you all grew up on? The contest kind of fucked it up, though. In your scratched universe, she spent a few centuries getting it ready for a new troll paradise. She flooded the whole thing, so when you get there, you'll need to skip ahead to some time far in the future, when the oceans have receded. Should be livable by then. Hell, it may even be a pretty nice place. Here, John, take this. When the battle is over, make sure you give it to Jade.
I'll become god of the new world. I take a potato chip and eat it.
What is it? It's Earth. Remember how 3 years ago you told Terezi we needed your wallet, but you didn't have it? Well, in the time since, we talked about it a lot and figured this was most likely the reason she told you to give it to us. It wasn't a big deal, actually. We spent some time deciphering the code of your wallet. It took a little while and a few lucky guesses on the code digits, but we eventually got there. Then I just used it to upgrade my much cooler 8-ball modus. You hacked my dad's wallet? Sure, like I said, we had some time on our hands. It is, after all, just a fucking wallet. It's not like it's some legendary item he got as a mythical dad quest. I mean, he did buy the thing somewhere, right? Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I still think it's a pretty special thing. Nope, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. It is literally just a wallet. Anyway, then, before I did the scouting work on this mission, I rode the meteor through the gate, watched it crash on Earth, then just capture logged the whole damn thing and got out of there. No sweat. Presumably like Grimbark Jade was supposed to if she wasn't asleep. Again, it was a pretty good plan, she just never saw me coming. Sorry, Condi, if you want your waterlogged little globe back, you'll have to pry it from John's dead hands now. Yeah. Those are the important things to remember, but don't forget the basics. Remember to finish building up your hives as far as they'll go. Then deploy the grist rigs, which will disperse your planet's hordes into Skya, giving it the nutrients it needs to mature the frog. This is Scrub 101 stuff, but I guess it bears repeating since most of you never actually made it this far. When the hordes are empty and Skya is ready, then all you have to do is make sure someone's in position to ignite the forge. Then everyone rendezvous right back here on the lily pad to claim the ultimate reward, which is represented by the hive-shaped thingy with a door on it that leads to the new universe. Any questions before we kick this into action? Yes, Iowan. Vriska, what's your part in all this, aside from making all these airtight plans? You've been making it sound like you won't be here when it all happens. Of course I won't. I'll be off doing something much more important than all this. I'm traveling to the furthest ring to go kill Lord English. What? Wow, isn't that going to be, hard? Of course it will be. Are you sure you can even do that? Like, by yourself, I mean. John, I'm not an idiot. I won't be diving into this blindly. See, somewhere out there is the incomprehensible causal stew of the furthest ring. There was once a plan that was coming together to defeat him once and for all. It involved a secret weapon, an army, and all sorts of other shenanigans. Yeah, this sounds weirdly familiar. Oh, I'm sure it does. But the point is, along the way, that plan stalled out. It went nowhere because the party involved disintegrated and lost their way. So someone needs to light a fire under that shit again, and I don't see anyone else stepping forward. How are you going to do that? Let me worry about that. You have your hands full enough as it is. So is that it? Is that the end of this cool strategy jam / fun reunion? That's it? That's the whole situation, my whole plan and everything you need to do. Good luck, everyone. Human golf clap. Thanks, Terezi. Thanks, Pyro, not Terezi. Thanks, Pyro.
All right, so now what? Can I guess we head to, what was it? Low Jade? Like right now? Since I guess the clock is ticking?
Lofaf, and yes. Right, and we're supposed to go after the contest really soon too, right?
The Condense,
and yes. But not like right away. There's still a couple hours for us to prepare. Which we should use to come up with a fighting strategy. Yeah! I wish Jade and Nana could be awake for this. I really want to talk to them and let them in on all the cool stuff we're about to do. I guess they have to stay asleep for a while, though. Oh well. Hey, Jake! Huh? Want to come make plans with us? We can help you figure out how to deal with Robot Jack and whatever hooligans he's bringing. Oh, yes. Thanks, John. Maybe.
Okay!
Hey, Dave, we should probably work out a fighting strategy, too, since it sounds like we've got a real nasty one to deal with.
Yeah, but
what?
Dunno. It feels weird to make some battle plans when one of our team members still isn't here.
Well, I think we can at least outline the strategy, right? Figure out how we'll approach a villain with his particular strengths and weaknesses. And assume our third member will be ready to fight if we tell him to.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure if Teen Hard-Ass Strider shows up with his sword and shades and shit, and we say, hey dude, look, bad guy, go kill, I'm sure the guy will be more than willing to oblige. It's just, man.
What?
It feels wrong, planning around him, like he's a weird hypothetical battle mannequin.
From the things I've heard about him from your own personal mouth, that actually sounds like a pretty apt description to me.
No, it's more complicated than that. And I'm supposed to be getting ready for this huge deadly battle, which is so much more intense than anything I ever did. Like, even like 3 years ago, back when I was actually doing adventure shit instead of watching Dane Cook movies, and somehow we all geared up for that, and meet my teen bro for the first time, and say, oh, there you are, that's cool, let's fight this random indestructible asshole, and then hug bump or something? How do I deal with all this? I think I could end up getting us all killed, and none of you are taking this seriously.
Okay, Strider, I've heard enough. Huh? I have been more than patient and more than accommodating, but your hang-ups regarding your ancestor are starting to border on pathetic.
Hey! Why don't you can it?
Carcat, stay out of this.
No, I won't. Not if you're going to start trashing people with respect to their sensitive issues in a manner that is way over the line as far as the basic ground rules of good-natured shit-talking goes. Ground rules on which I happen to be an expert. Either make sure your trash mouth invective is critically constructive, or shut up.
Who said it? I wasn't being constructive. God. I cut him all the slack in the world on this, but I can see it isn't doing him or any of us any good at all. I can see I'm going to have to expedite matters. Go figure. Leave it all to Vriska once again. What the fuck are you even going to do?
What do you got there?
I told you. I'm expediting matters.
Cheesy Pete's. She's gonna fucking shoot him. Forgot it's the portal gun. Oh wait, shit. Does more happen there? Nope. Okay.
There you go. Strider meets Strider. He's pretty fucked up, but probably a nice guy once you get to know him. Which one I'm talking about, who you ask? Who knows? Feeling awkward yet? Here's an idea. Get the fuck over it. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I'm not sure I can take another second of this. Jeez, Vriska, are they really that bad? Who, the Striders? No, they're fine. That's not what I'm talking about. There's another problem out there in Paradox Space which I can't stand for. Not another moment, in fact. It makes me shudder just thinking about this lingering flaw which is yet to be rectified. Oh? What is it? My ghost is being a fucking loser!
It's John just hanging out. We're just all hanging out, huh? Under the light of sky. John's faces are so great. There's like the latter half. Here's the first half. Rolling pins. Fucking doppelganger. Rolling pins. Oh, we're going back to this conversation. Okay. All that build up, and now we're gonna go back to talking here.
I hope I don't sound like too much of a dream bubble novice, but what? Now that we have remembered we're asleep, how do we wake up? Good question. I have no idea. I mean, not that I haven't had a wonderful time recording our stories here with you both, but maybe we should return to our friends soon. What if they need our help?
Obviously, I have enjoyed your company more than I can say, but You're right. You cannot stay here forever. Your friends need you, so I will wake you up.
Wait, you can do that?
That sounds like a bad idea, Callie. Oh, if I mean, you couldn't make it. I think I saw that in Discord actually earlier.
Wow, so, okay, then I guess that settles that. But before we go, I just want to say, in case we never get another chance to... What the... Huh? Something is happening.
It's the sprite bouncing that they do. What is... Oh! There they go! Where are they going? Nope, now it's slide. The sprite bounces are great, Pen. I like that. Jane is just sitting up. What is happening? What is going on?
I know this place.
Do you, Jane? Jade? That's Jade, not Jane.
Where are we?
Yellowbird.
It's Echidna's lair. Or my memory of it, at least. Or possibly someone else's?
What you doing back there, Callie? Oh, bye, Jane.
Jane?
Abracafillendabra, you silly shoot nerds. My exceedingly strong work as the party's premier bodybuilding hacker is done. Off I go.
Aw.
Jane, you're awake! Roxy, you're alive. You're... So are you. You were dead last time I saw you, and you were dead last time I saw you, and also before I found you sleeping here, but now you're awake and also alive! Yeah, you were dead too because but now you're... Oh god, Roxy, I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking straight when... Please forgive me. Oh, Janie, you don't gotta worry about whatever sadness and that frown's about. That's all water under a bridge from a reality I got no recollection of and therefore don't matter at all. By which I mean this reality here. So okay, the reality is still kind of relevant because we are literally inside of it at the moment. But I'm new here. I came over to keep being Roxy since the old one died or whatever through hex debacles. That is quite an explanation. Jeez, I missed you. Come here, you extravagant bitch. Wait, what?
There it is again, extravagant bitch.
The hug pile doesn't stop from getting taller. The hug pile. There are more hugs, Rose.
Oh, I can see the hugs. I don't understand the pile thing.
Oh, don't you remember? A funny quote from one of Dave's old comics.
Ah, yes, vaguely. It's been a long journey, John. I believe one of the most valuable lessons that comes with growing up is gaining the wisdom that gently informs you when it's time to retire a meme.
I guess I never earned that handy badge or whatever. I like this, though. Every time someone wakes up or pops out of nowhere, it's fun times all over again. I feel like I should be playing Reunion Bingo. Who'll be next? My money is on the long-awaited, insanely poignant reunion between me and Casey the Salamander.
Surely you mean the dear Viceroy Bubbles One Salamander, right? And instead of you mean me. That's when the real tears will flow.
What do you think she's been up to?
He?
No, she is my beautiful daughter.
Something tells me the good Viceroy has been busy. Oh? I sense he's been scheming, plotting, biding his time, accruing dark legions. That sure is a thing that would be dumb if true. Yeah.
We're gonna have the undead army of fucking Casey show up.
Hi, Nana. Jane. I mean, sorry. It's an easy mistake to make because you're my Nana. LOL. Real smooth shit, John. Hello. Pleasure to meet you, John, or Pop, as I used to know you. Yeah, so I heard. You look so young. Thanks. So do you. My Nana, who used to be ashes on my fireplace, regained her old womanly visage when I turned her into a sprite, and she helped me along the way. So Nana is a sprite. Did you know that? No. I thought you should know that. She's probably around here somewhere. I hope you can meet her. Oh, also, I'm your son, technically. Did you know that? Yes, it is a pretty strange fact, but also pretty cool. Yep. Oh, ooh, Jane, that's my daughter there. Say hi to her. Hi.
Hi, John's hot mom.
Oh, shit.
Fuck, I love that. That's so fucking funny. Just
hi, John's hot mom. Fuck. Shit. Also, that's another version of Rose who died and then I buried, and then a stupid cat unburied her for some reason and prototyped her. So say hello to my cool floaty double daughter.
Hi, Roxy's hot double daughter.
Rose Prime, I believe you may have just been owned. Goddamn days, contagious ass Freudian boners.
Wow.
They both like the hot mom.
Wow, I feel so out of the loop. Sorry if I still seem disoriented from my nap, I suppose it was? Or impromptu stroll coma. Roxy, you have to clue me in what happened here. Where are Dirk and Jake? And for that matter, John, where are your other friends? Oh, Jade, where is she? Is she still asleep?
Hey, Janie, that is all like a lot of stuff to say, and everything going on here is fairly complicated and heavily peopled. Don't worry, I'll ease you into comprehending shit again. Well, okay, cliff notes are, Jake fucked off somewhere and Dirk recently fucked off back here through a window, but he left again pretty quick. Dave went with Dirk at wherever they're fucking off to. Now,
Did I miss that? Did they leave?
I think to get ready for some swords fighting. And yeah, Jade is still asleep, but a couple of trolls lugged her off somewhere else, safe for now. The rest of the junk I'm still sorting out myself because, like I said, I'm new to this exact plane of shenanigans.
Yes, you mentioned that. I still don't know what you mean by... Wait! You and John came from another reality where everything went horribly, right?
Thank you for the description, One Entire Boy. I love that username, by the way. That's such a good name. Just a single entire boy.
Everything went horribly, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just remembered. Really, it's been such a roller coaster ride for my memory since I fell asleep. Your and John's travels were a critical part of the illustrated story we reconstructed through our memories with Callie.
What? You saw Callie in your dreams?
I did!
Oh man, how is she? I saw her in a dream a little while ago and we talked about lots of stuff. She looked like a troll then.
Yeah, her troll Sona. She had hers on when I saw her, and then we had ours on too.
Fuck!
That's you, entire boy. Boy? One. Boy. I don't know. I'm just figure out a way to shorten that. Or do you have a preference?
She seemed to be doing well. Nervous, of course, since she was hiding, but we passed the time with our stories. It was a lot of fun. I'm so happy I got to meet her. I wonder if I'll ever get the chance again.
Well, now that you mention it, it is one of my chief objectives to go looking for her ASAP. And not to be that rogue and brag all heavy, but I may be in better touch with my void powers now. So maybe I stand a pretty good chance of tracking her down, because I got something for her.
You do? What?
Just a little prezi, no big deal.
Boy? But then it just turns into boy. I haven't played God of War yet. I want to, I just haven't yet. We can go with boy. Yeah, exactly, like Kratos. Boy. Where the hell was I?
It's a prezi, no big deal.
I see.
JK is a crucial fucking bling, Janie. 1-1 priceless digit donut with more carrots than a rabbit too fat for a hole. It's magic too.
Kratos is Equius and Nebula's boy.
Wow! So, you mean a ring then?
Yeah. Oh man, that's a great idea, Roxy. You should try and give it to her as soon as you can. Then maybe we can all meet her before we ramp up for this battle. Yeah. You think I can do it?
Sure.
I like your chances too. Same.
Me too, Roxy.
I also have some experience helping people along in the right direction when it comes to navigating the abyss. Maybe I could assist?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm pretty sure I have experience performing literally the exact same task in a slightly different context. So maybe I can double assist?
See, Roxy, everyone thinks you should do it because they all believe in you. That's right.
Shucks, fuckers. You're all killing me here.
Meow, I'm so happy.
For this, you silly bastard. What's up?
All the humans being so close together, happy and friendly. It makes me really excited and happy, too. It makes me feel like I want to be a part of everything. And get close to a nearby person and be happy at them with my body.
Jaspers, what are you?
I can't help it, Rose. I want to cuddle. I'm feeling so pleased and friendly.
Jaspers, no, don't!
Jaspers, no! Jaspers, you stupid cat. Oh boy, that's something.
Meow, meow, motherfuckers!
Jaspro Sprite 2. Hussie's whole smile. I didn't see that.
Why is everything always so wonderful?
I don't know, Roxy. I don't know if wonderful is the right word for this. Yeah, it goes back to caca. Only one more cat. Well, there's one more cat. There's another cat? Whoa. Oh, welcome back, Jade. Who's talking? Through a live rose and a dead rose. Who knows? Just double rose. Okay. Come toward me.
Hi, it's good to see you again.
You are kind to believe that.
How long has it been?
There is no way to measure. Jade, could you wait over here? I will return in a moment. What is going on? What? Is she getting rid of the troll makeup? Yeah. I think it is Raptor. There's a lot going on.
I've been searching for you. So you have, and I've been waiting. What will it be? Pardon? I don't... forgive my faltering, Miss Calliope. I don't know what to do. Am I supposed to ask you something? No, but you may if you wish. In that case, Jade told me that you enjoyed telling stories, like me. Is that true? I used to. Long ago, I would tell stories of myself for the sake of amusement. Now I only tell them to others, when it serves a purpose. Is there a story you would like to hear? Possibly. There is so much to wonder. Why are you here? I mean, in the lair of Echidna. This is where I was killed. Would you like to hear that story? My death was at the very end, of course. When telling a story of the end, where does one begin? At the true beginning, or one of the many points between disguised as such. In a story of the end, which events preceding the final moment itself shall be considered extraneous. For me, none were. For you, all are. It simply depends how long you're willing to listen, and for how long you have. How long do I have? Now that you're here, not long at all. Oh, I'd want to listen to as much as possible, in whatever amount of time I have, if you please. From the true beginning, then, and moving swiftly, I began the same as you, vulnerable, weak, but without the comfort of others, to whom those flaws would endear me. So I became strong and killed my brother. I wore him down, I ate his soul. I dressed my words in his blood to hear victory every time I spoke. I consumed his strength, too. It was always in me, just as yours was in him. But being strong was not enough. A dead session is an impossible time challenge. The planets detonate sooner and sooner, one by one. It is a trial designed to be unwinnable. A muse of space would never solve it, but a lord of time could with relentless perseverance. It could only be him. My brother? Yes, I was never meant to arise from the place he holds because the game was rigged. Tilted in favor of his aspect. Having gained immortality, I could sit forever in a spent dead session, or I could seek counsel with the mother of monsters, and that is why you stand in my memory of her lair. Her choice was simple, and I accepted. She mercifully entered my life, then and there. Less mercifully, that is what came in exchange. My soul would have to wait here, for what felt like a very, very long time. Wait for what? You. Echidna told me that your visit would be my signal. An indication that the furthest ring around me had uncoiled itself momentarily, enough to be navigable. It would mean it was time for me to go, and fulfill the rest of my promise to her. So that is what I will do.
What is going on? What is happening?
I see. Then what about me? What do you mean? I was under the impression I needed to find you, and apparently that was true, so that you can leave, but I thought this encounter might hold some purpose for me? That you might let me know how I fit into everything from this moment onward. Your only relevance here, and to the greater good, was to function as my signal. A simple notification, as foretold by Echidna. Now that you are here, I can go. But then, what should I do? You don't need to do anything. Be who you've become, and who I didn't. Consume the fruits of an existence I could never understand. Live.
Oh, Jade's just waving to her. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, is all Callie in the epilogues? I didn't know that. I was unaware. Oh, what a big smile. Why did it turn blue? That was weird. Oh, I see. Oh, boy. Ugh. Okay. Not looking forward to that. Great. What is happening? What is this? What is this bullshit? Okay. Can I car cat? All right.
So, you actually understood what she was saying with that ear-splitting malarkey?
Yes.
Wow, I guess we really did send the right person then. Plus one useless tag-along, I guess to bear witness or something, and probably record the legendary conversation like a scribe, which is with his benchwarmer's pen into the hallowed scroll of the second banana.
What?
Except I didn't bring my pen or scroll, and I don't speak monster screaming, so my transcript would read like, more shrill noises like God playing the edge of a glass inside your think pan. Miriam continues to nod along.
We talked about you.
What? You did? What did she say?
It was a short conversation. The entire exchange was quite brief and straightforward, actually.
No, I kinda got that, even though I don't have a keen ear for beast twaddle. Twaddle? Twaddle. I can still detect when a conversation doesn't last for much time. I mean, did she say what she wanted with me? Or what she wants me to do?
You don't have to do anything. And she didn't want anything with you in particular. She just wanted you here.
Okay. Well, here I am, Queen Snake, satisfied?
Yes, she is apparently.
Then what did you talk about when my name came up?
Now is probably not the right time to get too deep into the subject, but it was nothing bad. To the contrary, really.
Okay. And what about you? Why did she want to see you, Kanaya? Can you at least tell me something about this maddening exchange?
The bottom line is the meeting has served its purpose and Echidna is satisfied. She will release the frog when the time comes. I think Vriska was basically right. She wanted to get a look at us, to assess our worthiness, before she would agree to authorize the conception of another universe. It would seem that we measured up once her questions were answered.
What questions?
Those pertaining to how her universe would be treated once occupied, and whether we intended to take that responsibility seriously, by following through with the duties we have fundamentally tasked ourselves with by our natural inclinations. I mean us specifically. You and I.
Duties? Natural inclinations? What the fuck is she talking about?
Natural inclinations, I think, just means some idea that that is important to us, that has threaded its way through every moment and decision of our lives, even when not apparent. Apparent. To refrain from our being, maybe you could call it a thing that attracts and inspires us and simultaneously weighs on us so heavily we are never sure what to do. For me, it is procreation, I believe, and so does she, fighting for the persistence of our people. I guess you could say motherhood?
What about me then?
I think that is for you to say.
I'm not sure it is, really. If I'm hearing you right, worthiness of inheriting this universe hinges on whether I can live up to what my shit is about, so to speak. But I don't know what my shit is about. I'd really like to know, actually. Considering it sounds like you touched on that subject with her, even if only briefly, that sounds like a conversation I would have benefited from understanding. Really, if there was only one clangorous creature screed I'd like to have been able to parse over my lifetime, that was probably it.
So, you really don't even have the slightest sense of what you stand for. Some concept that speaks to you in some way, or represents ideas important to you.
I don't know. Blood?
Blood.
No, not blood. I mean, not really. Maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what that means or why I said it. Except that it's just, that's the easy answer, just because it's my fucking aspect.
Well, it's a topic I can get behind. Do you have any?
What? You mean aside from a shitload of the stuff I carry around in my veins all the time? No, sorry.
Oh.
Please don't look at my body like that while drooling. Whoops. But really, I don't have a clue what my aspect means, or if it even has any substantive correlation with my shit, for whatever Echidna was going on about. Honestly, though, when we started playing the game and learning about all the aspect stuff and who was what, I got so excited when I found out about mine. I was like, what? Blood? Fuck yeah! That's me! I'm so badass, and I'm a badass, so yeah, that checks out. And even though the thing about being a badass was bullshit, it still just felt right. And I think it still does.
That's nice. I think it can only be positive. I think it can only be positive to feel a deep affinity for one's aspect. Better than being at odds with it. I never felt like I had much to do with space, until eventually, I somehow came to understand space meant more than just space. Not like just physical room and dimension for stars to occupy. It's deeper than that. A field related to propagation. The ones who create it. They're passing a torch, as it were.
Yeah, at first I thought blood just meant like something about being a warrior, being completely ruthless to anyone standing in the way of victory. But as more time passed, I realized there was probably a lot more to it, and I still don't understand. Maybe I never will. But you know, even though I don't have those immature views on being a big shot anymore, I still want to fight.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, not any old time like some belligerent asshole. Not any old time like some belligerent asshole, but when everything is on the line and it really matters, like now. So maybe I wasn't too far off on that part of my aspect. Maybe it does have something to do with like the warrior spirit shit, even if your body and skills can't quite back that up.
Could be. It could also be there's more to being a warrior than engaging in physical combat.
But seriously, I still do want to help and help make a difference in this battle somehow.
I know you do.
Look, I completely admit I'm shit. I'm the shit they reserve for the smelliest toilet when it comes to fighting ability. All that smack talk between me and Vriska about my usefulness, that wasn't even some snappy little farce where we all ride Karkat's crotch bando for a lively chuckle. It was just some basic boilerplate interlocution that was exactly on the fucking level. I'm not a god tier, but you know what? Neither are you, and neither is Terezi. But you're both great and deadly as shit. It's no excuse. I've never been any good, and it took me a long time to come to terms with how deluded I was about that. The only reason we ended up winning our game was that everyone else was able to pick up the slack from me. Pretty much all I did was spend a few weeks shouting at everybody. I never told anyone this, but even when I beat my denizen, I'm pretty sure it's only because I got the one reserved for the weakest players. Like a special one. You know how there's that supposedly rare one that only really strong players get? It has some weird fucking name. I'm pretty sure mine was like that, but just the opposite. Really, I never said anything about this because it was so embarrassing, but when I got to him, he was weirdly small. Like, just really small. And he mumbles his choice shit about, which of course I completely ignore, and he seems to know I will. I can hear it in his voice. He knows I won't care. He can sense my contempt. He can sense how small and pitiful I feel, and because he's, like, all-knowing and shit, he's factored this in. On some level, I think I understood all this, and it just made me furious. So I killed him. And it was too easy, even for me. It was easy. I remember thinking, what the fuck? After the final blow. So yeah, I've been pretty sure I got the training that hasn't ever since. It was just a matter of admitting it to myself. Actually, as dumb as it sounds, I think I'm still not comfortable with people knowing that fact. It still feels humiliating. Would you mind not telling anyone, Kanaya?
I'll stay quiet.
But yeah, my utterly tragic lameness attribute notwithstanding, I'd still like to contribute. I know it won't count for much. I might even get in the way of somebody competent, but it matters to me to put everything on the line for all the right reasons this time. Not to prove I'm strong or awesome or anything. The opposite, really. To put myself out there knowing perfectly well I'm not. I feel like I have to earn the right to inherit this universe like everyone else. Not just get dragged into it on the loose fabric of everyone else's fucking pajamas. It also feels important to just, I don't know, stand there with my friends. They're risking their lives and they may be more supernaturally resilient or whatever, but hey, I should be risking mine too. To at least show I'm there with them. And who knows, maybe a moment will present itself where I can do something important, like nudge someone out of the way of a random flaming fuckball just in time, or some other small thing actually within my ability. Maybe I'll die in the process of saving someone more crucial to victory. If that's what it takes to be part of this, then so be it. I'm in.
That's why you are our leader, Karkat.
I'm not your fucking leader.
Statements like that are also why you're our leader.
No, I don't accept that.
You have to.
What? Why? No, I don't. Look, we just established this back on the pad. I'm not a leader anymore. End of story.
That isn't what Echidna said.
Karkat, you're ripping my throat apart. Yeah, it always bugs me when people say like, "Oh, we know blood's thicker than water," trying to imply that your like family's like the most important thing. Family, you should like it. Good family should be important. If you have a shit family, though, doesn't matter. The full phrase is, I think, actually even further. It was in reference to like Roman soldiers. Was it Roman soldiers? Maybe Greek soldiers. That. Like, their bonds that they formed in battle are what tied them closer together than any familial bonds they could have had.
It was part of the deal.
What deal?
The choice she gave me. It was straightforward, like I said, seeing us was mostly a formality. She was perfectly willing to release the frog, but there was one small thing I had to agree to first.
What?
To protect you. In addition to living up to the things I supposedly stand for as well, the resurrection of our people, but once I did that, she made it clear they'd need guidance. She didn't seem happy with the idea of her universe being stricken with another race of lost trolls. Maybe she felt you were the best chance we'd have at preventing that.
Are you fucking joking?
Not at the moment.
These denizens are full of surprises, aren't they? Okay, cool, whatever you say, Echidna. It's probably a load of shit, but a deal's a deal. At least protecting me. Should be a pretty easy promise to live up to, right?
I'd hope so. Excuse me. What's going on? Yeah.
Sure it is. When I head out to battle, all you have to do is stick near me and do your best to provide me cover. I think as long as you're giving me your best effort, you're technically keeping your end of the bargain.
That would be one way of handling it.
Great, it's settled then. Now let's get out of this stuffy cave and get psyched for battle. Man, it's going to be great. I can't wait to dust the old sickle off. Which one to use, though? Home smell you later? Probably lacking in combat stats, but it's hard to say no to a classic. This way, Kanaya!
Don't worry. I'll meet you out there. Once it's all over.
Huh?
This is the best way to protect him. Not for a bonk. KO'd. Oh.
Pleasant dreams, friend. If you can hear me in your dream. You probably can't.
Oh, that's the best way to protect him.
They're back. At last, an end to this dreadful lull in our recent social patterns. What lull? You've been talking non-stop since you were created. You see, Roxy, we all knew you'd find her, especially me. Not to boast, but my faith in your ability to retrieve the cherub wasn't just some saccharine-friendly nonsense, like it was for pretty much everyone else here. It was established in what, now a highly focused understanding of my aspect as well as these radically magnified feline instincts. Yes, good point. It's true that feline instincts in no empirical way contribute to one's prognosticative acuity, fair enough, but they really make me feel like my situation has more credibility than it really deserves. And the cat portion of my being, that is good enough. Holy shit, am I legitimately pleasing myself right now? Fuck. Is this her, Roxy? Of course this is her. Hello, you beautiful creature.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that one, Sarex. Can find the hair sickle.
Roxy, she's the treasure. The skull, absolutely exquisite. So smooth and touch and full of luster. So macabre, so sublimely exsanguinous. Quite the fetching artifact to keep propped on such a smartly dressed pair of shoulders. Could you maybe stop pawing at her? It's creepy. The suit's spectacular. Tailored yourself, I gather. You have no idea what a birdie. Sorry, I have to get a hair on it, but don't worry, I won't. Oh my God, her eyes, perfect glass, like a princess, priceless dolls. 'Tis a special friend you pull from the dead, Roxy. Thank you for sharing this trip with us. You there, John. John's hot mom. It wasn't a Freudian slip that time. I said it deliberately. Kill me. We phantasmal kitty folk don't have much use for disguising the thoughts we think to be true in our minds, nor do we bother to veil attraction to which we find sexually appealing. These ideas I'm having, they're so interesting. Wherever this frame of reference has been all my life, color me glad I'm dead. John's hot mom, did you know you killed me? Not the girl, not the girl, the cat, I mean. You were twice culpable in a way. What the hell was I? The murder weapons in your custody and bequeathed to you, roundaboutly by yourself as an aged, ghostly granny woman. The plummet of the gut-crushing tome was the last thing I ever witnessed. Of course, the old woman herself was murdered by the accursed thing too, so one could hardly blame her for pulling a few strings here and there that might find another victim. When a bedeviled joke opus is taken with certain individuals, you difficult to wrest away from his favor. Look at me boring you all with elementary tone trivia. Everyone knows already. What is this, the kitten corner? The fact is, John's hot mom, one time you and your cornball book made a pussy pancake out of me. I suppose Roxy had a hand in it too, technically, though. It seems Mom had it in her blood to do well into the harm to the poor critter I used to be. It's okay, though, because she makes up for it with the best funerals. They are a treat. Each of my has received one. I remember you so clearly in the desert as the life drained away and muddled through the shabby last words of ravished amateur.
Yeah, that one was that caught me off guard, Ben. All right, what's with the fucking bots? Get the fuck out of here. Where's the ban? Where's the ban button? Where's the ban button? There it is. Get the fuck out of here. Whoops, I punched my mic. I apologize. I'm so mad at the bot. Okay, where was I? A ravished amateur. I clearly remember, in spite of what a hackneyed showing that was, I still had the presence of mind to be overwhelmed by the sense of how much you cared, and that gives me such a warm emotion right now. It makes me want to poof up a little with friendliness. But these aren't the only memories of death I have, or the only memories of life I had. For you see, I've had many. Squaring these sprites, it's a marvelous thing. It opens you up. The cells become curiously multidimensional, concentrated. I recall the lives of many roses lost and many jaspers, maybe even more than 9. Not that any of them matter now. They each chase their own laser pointers to their respective futilities, and now I am all that's left of them.
Nor does it matter to the task at hand for which must be prepared, does it, Hot Mom Crocker?
What?
For the battle ahead, we're still on healing duty. Didn't anyone tell you that?
No?
The game line is simple. You jumpstart the cadavers while I scoot you around. How's that sound, Cookie Tits? Does it tickle your toe beans? Well, that settles that. Plan of action secured. Maybe it's time for you to go away now. It may very well be. Could be. Farewell, transitorily. Oh, no. That's the thing. I'm not even that. I'm not that big. I'm not that big. I'm not even that big. Hello, can I? What I mean, you're down here in this cave. That is the same place I knew you went to, and skittered here to visit in order to find you. Shout pole. Rose? Dear God, what happened? What hasn't happened? We've been through a lot, haven't we? All of us. Reality itself, really. Reality's been through so much and puts people through so much simultaneously. Yeah, I'm really wondering why she has legs. She's just a cat disguised at this point. You're not wrong, boy. Like the two of us, reality's put us one version of it or another of you through so many things with one version or another of me. It's all been so sweet and stupid and silly and sad, hasn't it? You agreed, if you could remember. But after I watched your molecules come apart, as I lay there dying in the great big neon sky litter box, there was one thing that occurred to me I never got a chance to say to you. Aww. Sprite Squared gets legs for some reason. Okay, Dave Potato gets legs. Oh boy. Nuzzle. Yeah, Arcaways is squared. Yeah, he's got two in him and he doesn't have legs. Oh, when two types combined. Oh, gotcha, username. Okay. Oh, boy. Dave and Dirk, surely this is where the party's at. A couple of cool cucumbers like you. See, Dirk knows what's up. What were the party pants? I'd call them the cat's pajamas. That phrase didn't literally describe my ensemble. Heap, feels like someone just dunked me in a chili tub. Earth's Strider Bros, does it look like I'm in the mood for a fucking bath? So, this is it. The big reunion comes down to this then. A lot of awkward sitting around while we all gaze at my father's pretty legs. Boring. I'm not sprite to the second power yet. What do I find sitting here on this ancient skyscraper? None other than the true squares of the party. Pounce! Surprise, Jade's unintelligent father. Greetings for a brand new entity with which you are not familiar. And that bull troll sprite, I guess. And, hey, the last unprototyped kernel. That's sure a tantalizing tidbit worth acknowledging, if I ever ogled one. Like a stray toy some idiot chased under the fridge. That's the convo. Jake just said, this is horrifying, actually. Okay, looks like you're both really boring too. Sorry to barge in your weak time. Sniff you later. So it just occurred to me. No. I saw the spare green sprite, and it is like the little blinking light on those Ghostbuster traps reminding me of all the empty vessel in need of lost soul. What? Wait, no, time out. Ridiculous cat rose, I stood by silently agog at your shenanigans, but I can't let that flagrant piece of misinformation go unchallenged. Huh? Roxy's. That's not how the ghost traps work. The light blinks after they catch a ghost. Oh. Really? Yes, I just want to clear that up before you carry on with more of your silly nonsense. Anyway, please continue. Thanks, Professor Nerd. I'm feeling a lot more knowledgeable about a fake thing now. Now about that sprite. Which one of you was concerned with the resurrection of fallen friends? Sniff, sniff, sniff. Was it you? It was you, wasn't it? Regardless of you're the only one left on the lily pad with any vested interest in whatever. Deceased member of that particular legume exhibit gets to rejoin us. And if my tally is correct, that's 4 torsos, but only 1 kernel. Vriska said that kernel was supposed to be for our potential resurrection purposes, and so was yours. Vriska, who is this now? No, can't says the name clings a water bowl. In fact, it sounds very suspiciously like the name of a person who probably scampered off living exactly this kind of moral dilemma in those of us who stayed put. So, who is it going to be? A princely young wizard who brought science through a wand, or a fishy young princess who never spoke once to the lawn? How about other guy, the one thought half dead only, or the girl who likes ships because they made her less lonely? Meowsers are a mystery. Meowsers, what a mystery! Oh.
Oh, Cheshire Cat thing. But seriously, what? That's all from me tonight. Folks, I've sincerely adored hogging all of your attention, and you've been wonderful. She does look vaguely... Yeah. Like HIC.
Yeah, she's gonna bring that inevitable back, isn't she?
Wow! Oh my gosh! What is this? Wow! 10 path options. Wait a minute, you click and click, but nothing happens. This path selection screen seems to be broken. Looks like free will got greedy and overloaded the thing with choice, rendering the graphic up there completely useless. Except you guess it's a cool rollover thingy. For the first time ever in the over 9,000 page history of this website, you begin to feel slightly deceived. Oh, how you would have loved to taste the fruit of free will one last time before this wild ride jerks our bodies to a deadly stop. Alas, it is not to be. You must proceed through all of these options linearly, one by one. You click the link below as usual. Oh boy. There's a lot gonna happen in the next little bit, huh? So, that's pretty fucking weird, huh? Yeah. That was your sister? Sorta. But I guess she fused with her dead cat or something. Dead cat. The bottom line is we turned our back for 2 seconds and a shenanigan happened. Pretty much business as usual. At least that's how it rolls for us. I don't know about you guys here. No. Yeah. That's pretty much true here too. Yeah? I turned my back once. Never again. What happened? A muscular troll took my sprite, and I then acquiesced and emerged in him with my jackass pair of sunglasses. Oh, right. That guy. Yeah. So indeed. So it's pretty much the thing we're saying. That's, our conjunction of choice, it seems. Fuck. I guess you all pretty much showed up then. Yeah, pretty much. Like, before I even got back, after the werewolf girl appeared and... Wait, what happened to that? It's like a whole story, man, mostly involving Vriska. Vriska? If you knew her, you'd know that's all I had to say. You'd be like, oh, it's a Vriska thing. Okay, got it. Forget I asked. She brought you here, too, actually. Then bumped her ass in that window to go do whatever crazy bullshit she thinks she needs getting done. Oh, right. Her. Then, I guess, 7 of the session's pretty much sorted out, finally? Maybe. And we're about to do battle? Seems like it. Oh. Are we ready for that? Kind of. Karka made some drawings, so are you ready? I guess. I've got, like, a sword and shit. Cool, me too. Yeah, I know. Mine's not that good. That's too bad. Type of sword. It's Welsh. I mean, possibly fake Welsh. I'm not that sure. Well, mine's good. I know. It's Japanese? For real? No, I don't know. Probably fake Japanese. Fake Japanese. Kind of like how all anime probably takes place in some kind of fake Japanese universe. Something like that. That's cool. Tough getting a sword from a place like that. Yeah. So when are we supposed to fight? God, I hope soon. So it's done. Oh my gosh. And then this clusterfuck here.
Okay, now that that little episode seems to be over, Roxy, maybe you can introduce us to your friend for real this time? Rose, I think you can come out from under the pillow now.
No.
Yeah, so like the hilarious Cheshire Cat Rose I already pointed out, this is my friend from the dead Callie, and she's super pretty. She was my web friend online for a long time, and Jane's too. Jane, you just saw her, but here she is alive again and everything. Hi, so good to see you again. Yes, likewise, Jane. And without your trollsona, no less. This is your true form, I presume? I think both Roxy and the enthusiastic cat girl were correct. Your natural appearance is quite handsome.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. I do not know how to reply to such remarks. Maybe it is because I can't bring myself to agree, no matter how nice it is for you to say so.
I hear ya. Taking compliments can be kind of hard sometimes. But if it's if it's a weird subject for you, we can lay off. Callie, you are surrounded by ass kissers. You should allow me to lick your face so I can make an objective determination. Damn it, Terezi. It is the only way we'll know for sure. Though if I'm being honest, you smell pretty ugly from where I'm standing. Oh my god, you are terrible. Please, John, I did not mean that in an unflattering way. I think having a skull for a head is pretty sick. If given the choice, I might rock the look myself. But I wouldn't stand for a bunch of glowing weenies sitting around calling me pretty. If that's how people reacted, what would even be the point of looking like a badass skullgirl in the first place? Okay, I guess it is your opinion on that then. Thanks for sharing, Terezi. Don't listen to her, Callie. She's a weirdo. So anyway, regardless of how you feel about yourself or whatever thing a rude troll might have to say, I think you're very cute. Even though you look a lot like your terrible brother, the fact that you are nice inside makes a huge difference. I think that when you're really a good person deep down, instead of an evil jerk, the skull monster look becomes a lot more charming.
Wow. Thank you. You met my brother?
Yeah, he's garbage. I'm really sorry you had to grow up with him.
Me too.
Susan asked, it's the taste of a liar.
I ripped him up a bit, though, so it's all good. Ripped up his cape pretty good, too.
He has a cape now.
Not anymore. Hey, look, there it is. Nice.
What?
The ring. I helped track it down through time for Roxy, so she could give it to you. It's so cool to see that it works.
Yes, I feel so much more substantial now.
You must be a really good friend to her for her to want to bring you back so much.
Yes, she's as good a friend as I could ever hope for. But then, since you helped, I suppose I owe you just so much gratitude, don't I?
Nah, not really. I had to save the ring anyway, and it just seemed like the right thing to do, giving it to her since she was so worried about you. It should be nice. It should be a nice thing that is between her and you. I'm just a middleman.
Okay.
Anyway, it's really nice to meet the person who finally gets to wear the highly touted ghost ring. It probably means you're pretty special to end up with it. What do you think you will do with your life now that you're alive and free from your jerky bro?
Ooh, wow. I hadn't thought about it. The idea is overwhelming, really.
Well, don't sweat it. You'll have a lot of time to figure it out. That's kind of the point of life, right? To take a lot of time floundering around figuring stuff out. The answer will come to you eventually. You should just try to have fun. Yo, Troll Grouch, John is so nice. Ugh, it's fucking me up. I know, it's disgusting. Excuse me, Callie, what happened after I woke up? We were all following that mysterious path. Did you and Jade discover where that led?
Yes, I met my other self.
Oh, so you found her then?
Indeed. More likely the timing of the furthest ring was right. Perhaps she sensed me in some way and untangled the path through the darkness. In other words, it feels more as though I was summoned rather than the one to find her. She seems tremendously powerful. She's also quite frightening.
Frightening?
Not that I think she is dangerous or has ill intent. My impression was very much to the contrary. Still, while speaking to her, I can't remember ever feeling so nervous. Not even my brother made me feel that way. Her demeanor was so severe and chilling and so unlike mine, I think.
Maybe that's why you felt weird? Seeing a version of you that wasn't like you at all?
Maybe. So what happened? Not much. My presence there was essentially freed her from that place according to a pact she made with the Echidna. She and Jade then left to do what I do not know. And then it was that is when Roxy found me. So you were only there to release her. Are you sure there isn't something important for you to do now that you're alive and with us? I doubt it. For one thing, I have virtually no useful abilities. I don't mean to badger you. I'm just wondering how you fit into all this. Getting to wear a one-of-a-kind ring and returning to join a group about to wage a pivotal battle, that strikes me as the profile of someone meant to do something important. What do you think you'll do?
Maybe it doesn't have to work that way, though? What if those are just some facts about her, which let her come back to life, but they don't have to mean anything other than that? Like, anything about having to do with some huge fancy thing.
I guess so. First, Dave tells me human beings don't have arcs, and now you're telling me the culmination of an epic doesn't require a messianic archetype to return from the dead, thereby providing the key to everyone's salvation. I wonder what sturdy and time-tested narrative construct Jade is going to debunk whenever she wakes up. Maybe she will lay waste to the notion of endgame ships? Karkat won't be too happy about that.
Huh? Okay, I don't know what stuff you're going on about there, but I just don't think she should feel like she has to do anything she doesn't want to.
I think the truth is, I won't be doing much of anything. My other self told me as much. Her advice was to just live and exist as the version of us for whom that is the actual possibility. She's the one who will be doing important things. How so? She didn't say. Isn't that just how it always is with alt cells? So cryptic.
Hey guys, it's been cool having y'all meet Callie and such, but do you think she and I could have a moment alone? Got some stuff I want to talk about.
Vriska, you're not wrong, Pen. Vriska in parentheses.
You know, I've got to say, I've really turned around on horses.
What?
Horses. I used to hate them, remember? I developed this weird superstition about them, about how they're cursed or something, and when they're around, they can only lead to bad things happening. Don't you remember how I was going on and on about that a while ago at the amusement park? Oh, guess so. But we've been hanging around them for a while now, and everything's been fine. More than fine, actually. So yeah, horses are okay in my book. What do you think, Mina? About what? Horses! They're okay. Kinda dumb and smelly. Be making, like, fucked up sounds out of their big-ass snouts and floppy lips. Yeah, reminds me of the weird sounds that used to come from my neighbor's hive at weird hours of the night. The fuck? Don't even ask, because I don't know.
Scoot.
So enough about stupid animals, whose presence have no rational explanation anyway. What do you want to do today? Today? Yeah! There is no today.
You know what I mean. Within the ambiguous time frame that would loosely correlate with a single rotation on the planet. Any ideas? Nah. Come on, we can't just spend all our days hanging out on this idyllic, bizarrely paletted cliff space with all these stinking idiot quadrupeds. We should go exploring some more bubbles. We've explored an awful lot already. Ain't they sort of all the same by now? I mean, roughly speaking, yeah, they're all arbitrary memory collages, I guess. But there's always something new to see every time. Whose ridiculous memory will we visit next? Like some nutty version of Kanai who became a god tier in some totally ludicrous version of our session? Or maybe a version of John who never even played the game at all? Maybe he went outside to look for the game and his fatherly Lucius backed over him with his car. Or what about your friends? They're always fun. Like Nebula's ancestor, the deaf one. She's a riot. Plus she has a fascinatingly dark history with which her memories always seem to hint at. Or Eridan's douchier clone. I know you have great time whenever you get a chance to own him. So what do you say? I don't know. But you seem kind of bored. If you're bored, doesn't it make sense to get out and try to have some fun? Not really. But why? Because it doesn't sound that fun. It sounds like the same shit as always. Like, exactly like dreams. Dreams? They are dream bubbles after all. Yeah, but I don't... Dreams are also like a crazy fantasy rabbit full of fake shit that makes no sense. It's a great time in theory, but I guess when you're younger, it's fun. Maybe you even look forward to sleeping, to see what the great Mr. Sandclam has in store for you next. But after sweeps and dreaming, you get used to it. It's just the same bogus crap your stupid brain is just shuffling up and serving to you again and again. So you stop paying attention and you just ride out your sleep. Then you get back to business in the real world like a legit person with cool plans. Huh. I don't think I've had the same experience, honestly. Sounds kind of a bummer to look at dreaming that way. I always liked dreaming. I mean, unless they were awful dreams, which was fairly often. But I'd never say I really got bored of them. Yeah, well, you are a bit younger than me. I am? Huh. Yeah, I guess so. I never thought about it. Then again, we fuchsia ladies, we sort of have to get used to being around people younger than us for over our full lives. Like, much younger. Or at least I'd have to if I was actually alive. I guess you're right about that, too. That's pretty fucked up to think about, actually. That if you were alive, you'd have to deal with existing nearly forever. Almost as fucked up as the fact that you'd have to exist nearly forever while dead, too. Hey. Are you okay? Yep. You seem really down. No, I'm cool. Are you sure? Maybe not. Don't matter. What's wrong? Nothing. Ugh, you know you can talk to me, right? Yeah. So tell me. I don't know what's wrong. I'd tell you if I knew. Are you depressed? Shrug. It sounds to me like you may be depressed about something. Or just in general. I don't know. Damn, Vriska. Hey, it's okay to be depressed. It's okay to be depressed. I think just because you're dead, that doesn't necessarily let you off the hook from having psychological problems. I'm pretty sure I proved that to myself on more than one occasion already. Yeah. So talk to me. Maybe I can help. Ugh. What's the big deal? I don't wanna. Sigh, Mina. What? I'm not good at, talking about me. That's all you ever talk about. No, I mean, in a non-aggrandizing way. Oh. Sorry if I'm interrupting, whatever the fuck is going on here, but I'm afraid I'm going to need that treasure. Gotta go, Gecko? It's alright, we're gonna finish up here anyway. It's past 4, so I am done. Have a good one, Gecko. Oh, popping my back. Oh. I didn't notice MSPI back here. Just all the way back here. Alright. So that's it for this week's episode, everybody. And tomorrow, hopefully, tomorrow we'll be streaming Danganronpa. More Danganronpa. More of the dang romps tomorrow. Brain refuses to work. Anyway, that's the video. That's the stream, everybody. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to everyone who followed and subscribed over the last week, including today. And thanks for hanging out, just sitting through. We got through all these really nice conversations as we barrel forward into the big shit. But anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you liked it, make sure you click the like button down below and subscribe to keep up with my stuff. A new video almost every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Monday and Wednesday, we stream VODs. There's a link down to the Twitch channel in the description, so you can see the schedule and everything like that. Every 4th Sunday I take off, so every 4th Wednesday there is not a video. Because that's the correlation there. Comment, what was your favorite part about all this? What was your favorite conversation out of the... what do we have? We had a few. Personally, I liked the fucking Dave talking with Jane and everything like that. That was a fun time. But what was your favorite conversation? If you're on YouTube, leave a comment. Share with your friends. If you have people who wanted to get into Homestuck but didn't want to take the time to read it because it is long, very long, show them this, and I will guide them through Homestuck. I will be their Homestuckian guide.
as they listen to me read aloud and read poorly. A lot of times your favorite Brawling Pits. That's fair, Doppelganger. That was a good one. And yeah, we have a Discord. If you're in the chat, it should be somewhere either in the About tab or to the left of the chat window. If you're on YouTube, it's in the description. Come join the community where we talk about Homestuck, we talk about anime, we talk about video games, music, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, that's it for me. I've rambled on long enough. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope to see you next time. Take it easy, everybody. And